Okay, we are live. Welcome, guys. Welcome to session 28 of our Adventures in Emathan Homebrew Cafe. Our Homebrew Cafe. I got a Homebrew Cafe
It's
going
good to
here.
be
So,
back.
Homebrew
It's
Internet
good to be
Cafe.
Yeah, we're branding our own coffee. Just thought we'd let you know.
We'll kick things off tonight with a little character introduction. So, Kogaan, why
Oh
don't you
man.
introduce yourself? Surprise!
Yeah. Hello, my name is Max, and Kogaan is a gold dragonborn fighter. And I totally forgot to think about what I was gonna talk about for his character. So let's see. I took a feat. Oh, did I talk about that one before?
Yeah, talk about it again.
I took a skill expert feat at level 4. And which allowed me to increase my strength attribute by 1. You could choose any of the attributes, and then you also get expertise in something you have training in. So he's an expert at athletics. So if you see him shove someone or try to make an epic jump or something like that, and this really inflated bonus to his dice roll, that's why he's crushing the athletics.
Excellent. Next we'll go with Douglan and Lafferty. Why don't you introduce yourselves?
Yes, I am Egan, and I play Douglan McKayne, Oath of the Protector, your beloved Daddy Divine. He is reveling his new role as the second punching bag, and very happy to have his big new friend help absorb some of that attention. And then I also play Lafferty Jones, not just a meat sack with bones, a tool for every fool, a tinker, not a stinker.
Wow.
Void water an issue? Oh, please, here's a tissue.
Wow.
Wow.
That was an intro.
Yeah, dude.
Nicely done. Nicely
You should
done.
write those down so we can start referring to Lafferty with those things.
And last but not least, Nightingale and Landis.
Hey, I'm Barry. I play Nightingale in Landis. Nightingale is a penumbra bard with a multi-class in Rogue. Rogues at first level get the expertise, and I think personally this is done to help kind of differentiate rogues. You know, you kind of get to focus in what you want your specialty to be. Nightingale was a bit of a street thug and a bit of a con artist, so he took deception and persuasion as his expertise, which gave him, as Max said, a horkin' big bonus. So when I roll for those things, it's hard not to go with what Nightingale wants you to do.
Yeah.
And with Landis being of the Order of the Scribes wizard, at second level, I got a wizardly quill. Now, this creates a lot of confusion with the Order of the Scribes, because it says the time you must spend to copy a spell in your spell book equals 2 minutes per spell if you use the quill for the transcription. And it also says the quill does not require ink. So a lot of people believe that when copying spells into a spell book, the Order of the Scribes wizard can do it in 2 minutes, and it doesn't require the 50 gold per level requirement. It still does require the gold element of the spell. That's all of the trial and error that you're doing and stuff like that. It's just a monetary value that the creators of Dungeons & Dragons threw in there. So if you were playing your wizard where you were copying spells out and you think you don't owe that coin value, you've been doing it wrong. Start handing over the dough, because otherwise the Order of the Scribes wizards would be unstoppable, which Landis will become one day.
Well, the speed is cool though. That's
Oh,
really cool.
the speed's exceptional,
huge.
man. Like,
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
I could copy a beginner spell book up to like a level 5 wizard in like a day.
Well, like if you're like you find an ancient tome in a dungeon and we're traveling through there and you're like, some of these could be in handy, and you can just start like learning them right away. That's so cool. Sorry.
Yeah.
Colin.
No,
I'm just excited about cool.
Well, if you just think about it, you at 2 minutes per spell level, on a short rest, you got 30 spell levels of magic you can copy out on a short rest.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. I don't think we had any rule concerns out of the last session. Nothing Fantasy
Just
Grounds.
mechanical things.
Yeah, a few little mechanical things, but nothing we couldn't work through. So we'll get right into our session recap, our recap of session 27. All right. So as the last session began, it was late evening on the 11th day of the first Trigon of Elok's influence. The last of the day's sunlight was disappearing on the horizon. The party had just arrived back at Seer Ezra's home. Nyla had run out to meet you with tears streaming down her cheeks, and Seer Ezra jumped from the horse and ran to her mother. After giving Seer Ezra time to collect herself, the party inquired why she had gone into the swamp to visit the old hag. She told them the old hag's dead sister's spirit had possessed her. As far as Seer Ezra could tell, the sisters just wanted to be together and had used her to do it. It was, unfortunately, something that had happened many times before in young Ezra's life. Feeling that there was little more to be done with the situation, the party returned to the Stargazer and set sail for the Timeless Temple. During the night, the party awoke to Seer Yanal calling for Seer Ezra outside their rooms. A quick investigation revealed that Seer Ezra was missing. The party spread out across the ship at once to find her. As Kogaan entered the ship's hold, he saw two specters flying around Seer Ezra. They immediately began to attack him. The rest of the party joined in the fight as they quickly returned from their searches, and the creatures were destroyed. When questioned why she had gone down into the ship, Seer Ezra explained that the specters had called for her, and she had gone to see who it was. Seer Yanal promised to keep a close watch on Seer Ezra going forward. As morning arrived, a thick fog surrounded the coastline where the search for the Timeless Temple was to begin. Seer Ezra told the crew that she could see through the fog, so the search began. Sure enough, Seer Ezra located the temple entrance a short time later, a large pillar of rock rising up from the ocean below. The party left the ship and climbed onto the rock pillar. There they indeed found the entrance to the temple. As they approached it, a strange, tall, elven-like person appeared. General Verimok identified him as Zorkar, the temple's guardian. Zorkar welcomed the party and invited them to enter. After walking down a long stone tunnel, the party entered a vast circular valley. In the middle of this valley, on an island surrounded by water, was what appeared to be the Timeless Temple. With Zorkar leading, the party headed across the valley towards the temple. The valley's floor contained many islands surrounded by ponds and rivers connected by stone bridges. As the party crossed one of the bridges, Zorkar turned back to look at the party. They immediately noticed his once pure white eyes had turned black. As Zorkar stood looking at them, 6 hellhounds appeared, 3 at each end of the bridge. The hellhounds attacked, and as Zorkar disappeared. The battle was intense, but with the additional help of General Verimok, Captain Lakalok, and Maggie McKayne, the group was able to defeat the hounds. The party cautiously continued on to the temple. Entering through a large archway, the party noticed someone inside one of the small buildings within the large open space inside the temple. The party could only see their feet as if they were hanging from the roof of the building. The party quietly approached. There they could see Zorkar floating in the air, a strange black mist swirling around him, a mixed look of surprise and terror on his face. As today's session begins, it is mid-morning on the 12th day of the first Trigon of Elok's influence. The party is quietly gathered around the entrance to the small building, keeping hidden from anyone or anything that might be inside. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Zorkar's floating in the air, right? He's hung inside the
Yeah, so
ceiling.
he's floating there. His hands are kind of crossed across his chest. He's just sort of staring forward, and he has a look of sort of surprised terror on his face, and he's just frozen in that position with this black mist kind of swirling around and through him.
How high up is he?
His feet are about 10 feet off the ground.
All right.
Is there anything else in this chamber with him? Like what furnishings? Like, is there a giant portal that we happen to miss?
The room is not particularly, or sorry, this is a building. So, you would say that inside it looks to maybe be a prayer room of some sort. There's an altar just behind where Zorkar is, and there are some windows that there's some light from the outer area coming through. It's also lit by some candelabras that are around the room.
There doesn't happen to be any ominous open tomb on that altar, is there?
No, there is not. From the arched entranceway, Zorkar is about 60 or so feet across this building from you, floating up in the air.
Pretty big. Okay.
And he's being held
He just seems to be sort of floating in the air with this mist swirling around him.
Can any of you detect magic?
Well, I can detect if there's evil beings.
You already have.
And oh yeah, and we already determined that it's very, very much evil.
Very, very much evil.
Yeah, Kogaan, that ain't right up there.
Right, but do we know the nature of what is happening?
I would know that, actually, Colin.
If it's what, arcane or
Yeah,
divine?
so yeah, you basically
Yeah, read it to us there, Egan.
You got it. So the presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music. As an action, you can open your awareness to detect such forces. You will know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover, and you will know the type, if it is a celestial, fiend, or undead, of any being whose presence you sense, but not its identity, like, Count Strahd or a named type of villain.
Can Landis do a religion check? If Douglan is saying that this is something within the realm of religion, if it's a demon or something, I might be able to add a little insight.
Yeah. So, Douglan, it is fiendish in nature.
Got it. So I'll pass that on. This is from the depths of whatever hell it came from.
Right. Well, let us maybe enter cautiously, shields up as it were, and try to get this gentleman down.
Perhaps some of us should wait outside in case.
Are there stairs in here? Is there like other floors? Is it just a big open
It's
high
just
chamber?
one big open high ceiling sort of temple within the Timeless Temple. about 10 feet into the room, you go up 4 stairs. There is sort of down the middle of the room, there's a raised area. You just go up like the 4 stairs with what appears to be like a purple carpet on it that approaches this altar that is at the far end of the room.
Lafferty says, "Now, I have something that might get us a little bit closer to this being here. Kogaan or Douglan? Which of you would prefer? I'm leaning towards Douglan simply because he seems to have a way against such creatures."
What are you talking about?
Well, I can whip something up that will allow you to, let's say fly, levitate, if you will. It takes.
He's not that high off the ground for me. I can just reach up in a little hop and grab him.
Okay, so perhaps Douglan, this might be of benefit to you. And so he's going to take a spell slot and he's going to make flight and give it to Douglan.
Nice.
Yes. And so basically for 10 minutes he can fly. Not very fast, but he can fly.
Pretty good.
Yes.
Well, Douglan, how about you and Kogaan go in, see if you can pull our floating friend from his devilish perch. Well, myself and Lafferty and Landis hang back by the door and cover you.
Keep your eyes out for the black-eyed Zorkar that may be around.
Indeed. Perhaps the
Well, no.
General and Maggie can watch outside the door.
Time out. Isn't this the black-eyed Zorkar?
No, this guy's got white eyes. He's in a look of terror.
It's a different guy.
Could be the same guy. We have no idea.
Oh, okay. I thought it was this. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah. So Douglan's gonna drink it, and he's just gonna sort of raise up to about 10 feet, and then start moving towards.
You'll have to enter the room first before you rise up. The archway is not right to the ceiling.
He's just gonna keep bumping
Just
his
rises
head on
up
the
and-
ceiling.
Like a blimp. like a balloon on a string. Boop.
Just keeps bumping against the side of it.
Kogaan, can you grab his leg and drag him in there?
All right.
It's not working, Lafferty. What the hell did you give me?
Who is going to enter the building first?
I will step through. But I am
That's our
very
brave
brave.
Dragonborn.
I think we can kind of do it right, like almost the same, maybe just a little.
How big's the
to the side.
entryway?
Yeah.
If we can walk in side by side. we'll
The
do-
entrance way is close to 15 feet wide. It's
Oh,
quite
yeah.
wide. Yeah.
So
there's
we'll
no-
go, yeah. And
You
then
guys can walk in together for
Yeah.
sure.
like that.
And then
Okay.
he'll start to rise as we move forward. But we'll stay together.
You
Douglan,
can hold me like a balloon.
the dream
Yeah.
team.
As
Nightingale.
soon as you enter the room, so this Zorkar is floating up on the ceiling with that look. You see all of a sudden sort of the stoic look on the face, or sorry, it was more of a surprised terror on the face. It immediately goes away and it turns and looks at you all.
Sup?
You should not be here. I will give you one chance to leave.
General?
No problem. We just need to use the portal.
Sure,
and
we
be out of
can.
your way.
We'll leave right now, I guess.
Nightingale will yell out, "You're the one who's not supposed to be here!"
Oh, Jesus. So much for diplomacy.
All
He's behind the
right.
door.
You, okay, I am going to share a map.
Mm-hmm.
I will add in...
I may have overstepped, but I do believe we need Zokar to operate the portal, so we can't really leave him hanging.
Well, yeah,
He is the
literally.
keeper. Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa, that looks fancy.
That's pretty.
And he's at the top end, or at the south end, the bottom.
I'll show you where he is in just a moment.
Ah, okay, sorry.
Oh, all good. I'm just arranging the map here for the studio audience. Alrighty. Okay, Zorkhar is floating right here. And I will add Kogaan. Let's say you're standing there. And Douglan. You're floating about there. You can reverse if you really feel, you know, that's not the side I would have walked in on, Colin.
I mean,
I was visualizing me on the left, so I'm good.
yeah. I mean, normally Douglan kind of hangs to the right anyway, so that's sort of natural.
Cool.
So you can see now what I was talking to, sort of that central area that goes down through the room, slightly raised from the rest. Those circular areas are pillars that go up about 6 feet. 2 of them have fires burning on them. The other 2 have plants that are growing on top of them.
Is that a carpet down the middle?
It is a purple
That's the
carpet
purple
down the
carpet.
middle. Yep.
And he just said, "You don't belong here. I'll give you 1 chance to leave." Is that what he said?
Yep.
General, he does not want us here. Do you know what is happening? Does he have, what color is his eyes right now?
So, Kogaan, you noticed as he sort of broke that look he had and turned, his eyes went from white to black.
Damn it, he's like possessed or something.
He can't make up his mind. I really wish he'd find his identity.
Yes, that's exactly it. Just cannot. Just doesn't know who he is.
Well,
Well, Douglan's going to slowly start to float forward and just sort of say, "We have no beef with you. We just wish to get some folks back home."
All right. As you begin to move, you see 2 hellhounds materialize partways down the room.
otherwise known as Kogan's Bane.
And do we roll initiative at this point?
Or are they the friendly hellhounds?
The music says it all.
Oh,
Scheiße! Scheiße!
All right, let's get an initiative roll from all.
solid average. Lafferty crushing it again. Landis, Douglan, look at you guys go.
Dude,
Wowzers.
Lafferty's all like just smelling the void water.
Those are some very respectable initiative rolls, gentlemen. Wowzers.
Hey, we've been standing outside for 2 weeks. We're ready for this.
Yeah, we've been like, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, frozen. So these hellhounds literally just materialize out of thin air. They are not advancing on you yet. They just have a very aggressive posture, growling and dripping their fiery slobber. And
Great.
Lafferty, you have the initiative. What would you like to do? So you're, in terms of this map, you are literally, you guys are just standing just outside that archway looking in.
Okay. So I think he would like to step through. He can go under Douglan at this point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Douglan's up in the air.
Okay. So if you could move me to the far right quadrant there, inside the door to the right. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I'll take it from there. So he's going to go, yeah, right there. Just to get an eyeball of it. And no, he's already used it. So he's SOL on that one, so he's going to take the Doge action. Whoosh.
All right. That takes us to Landis. What would you like to do?
Well, well.
Or will you be entering?
Uh,
I'll just
I will
place you
stand- yeah.
right at the end.
I'll just kind of step to that opening, kind of between the two guys.
Okay.
And I do believe I'll get out of here. They're within range. I will use my mega mind powers and I will hit Hellhound 16 with a mind sliver, racking it in pain as I poke around in its gray matter with my magical abilities. It failed.
Fail. Ooh, nice.
And just so you know, it will have to subtract a d4 from its next saving throw before the end of my next turn.
Nice.
And then I will step just to the side behind Kogaan for cover.
I'll just step behind Kogaan for cover. All right. Douglan.
All right, Douglan is going to vote. And he is then going to do his little dance, his little great weapon defense dance.
You
In the
up
air.
in the air there. You're like a helicopter with that thing. You
Oh,
start.
he looks beautiful.
Moving all
guys.
around.
Yeah, you start
This is
propelling.
like a Cirque du Soleil episode here. He's
Never
like
seen him
twirling
go
around. It actually looks. You've never seen such nimbleness in such an old guy, but it's beautiful. In addition to that, he is going to take the dodge action. So let me pile all this on here. Bear with me just a moment. Where are you? Great weapon defense.
The Great
Okay.
Weapon Defense is a bonus action?
Yeah. So you can't take an attack action, and if you don't, then you can go into this stance as a what do you call it? As a where is it? Bonus action, correct. And so his action then would be dodge. Make sense?
Yerp.
Yar.
And he screams out, "You shall release. Leave this place, you filth. You do not belong in this house." Did that
Alright.
scare him off?
Oh yeah, he bolted. Just straight.
Roll for intimidation, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
No. Nice look, Colin. Please.
I
You're like,
think-
girl, please.
Some sort of devil has possessed Zorka.
Indeed.
And that's it for you, Douglan.
Yes, sir.
Nightingale. Would you like to enter the room?
So
As Colin says that ominously.
it worked. From where I'm standing, I can see the windows in this place. How high up are they off the ground?
They're very tall. They start at about maybe 4 feet, and they're about 10 feet tall windows.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, Nightingale will enter. He will yeah, if you just throw me in there, I'll move him. I will move to a position right there, where I will then proceed to mock the hellhound that Landis hits with my vicious mockery. I'll be like, "Oh, what's the matter, you hellhound? You got a bit of a headache?" Oh, and it's just totally brutal. Decimates the poor creature's morale. Or not.
He just, yes, I do. Thanks for asking.
And then I will hide behind that pillar.
Excellent.
And that's the end of Nightingales.
All right. Captain Lack is going to enter the room to here, kind of sizing up what is going on. He will also take the dodge action at this point. Actually, wait, no. Okay, he's gonna move into here. He has his great sword drawn, and he's kind of just thinking he's gonna try and come up the side where Douglan is headed straight down the middle into hell itself.
Yeah, he can't abide by this evil.
General Verimok. Heads up the other way, taking the dodge action. Maggie,
Would Landis
yeah,
be able to tell Maggie to wait at the door
yeah.
instead of entering? Like, as she's coming, he'll be like, Maggie, you should wait at the door and shoot from there in case we need someone on the outside.
She obliges in your request, and let's fly an arrow at Hellhound 16. I will try not to shoot her short sword at it this time.
Yeah, that was weird. It's amazing.
She's very talented.
All
I
right.
call her
See that 20 roll in there?
She
Almost.
hits it.
Jeez.
Ooh,
Nice.
nicely done.
Again, you rolled the short sword.
that.
Oh dear God, I did too. After I just said it. Oh well.
Yeah.
The other one does more damage, so my own fault. So we'll call it. Both are
Damn
piercing.
NPCs. Get your head on straight, Maggie.
She's got a bad control circuit. All right. Yeah, Maggie slams an arrow into this hellhound and holds her position there. Kogaan.
All right. Kogaan will move to here. And then we'll invoke his dragon's might and enlarge himself so that he kind of fits the squares that are up and to the left of where he is now.
Kind of blocking it off.
Yeah, leave the center kind of open.
Up and to the left.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
You know, you can make your. Oh, you knew that. Never mind.
Oh, I can do it?
Yeah, you just control and use your mouse dial.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a special DM only thing to manipulate
Nope,
that stuff.
just control and the scroll wheel
Roger that.
will manipulate the size.
And because it's all the rage these days, I will take the dodge action.
It's what all the cool kids are doing, Kogaan.
All right. That's my turn.
Alrighty. That takes us to Zorkar.
You were warned.
Yep.
Landis and Maggie. Landis and Maggie. You both suddenly feel a nudge from behind you, and some sort of wall of force has sealed the doorway into this place.
Oh, snap.
And that is it for Zorkar.
Landis looks at Maggie. This was exactly what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
Kogaan would like to invoke the Onikrun the rune that's on his silver ring on his hand flashes, and Zorkar, who is within 30 feet of him, must make a wisdom saving throw or become incapacitated.
Oh, nice.
That's a reaction?
Yep.
That's awesome. Woo! Oh, yeah.
He failed big time.
Zorkar is incapacitated. He can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
Question.
Hitting
Do
him
we
does not
know-
remove him out of it.
Do we know what it affected?
The saving throw?
You cast it at Zorkar, right?
Yeah.
Is he possessed? Is it affecting the possession? Is it like, can we
Decipher
Didn't
anything?
get that. Could you try again?
All right.
Is it,
What was that?
No. my computer has SIRI and
Oh.
it's engaged it. So in other words, when that was cast, can I make a perception check, for lack of a better term? Maybe on my turn.
On
Never
your
mind.
turn, you could. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I gotta throw the effect on him here. There we go.
But to whom are you doing it?
Whoever's in control.
There you go.
The physical body for now.
That's my reaction.
Alrighty. That takes us to Hellhound 16, which
Feel free to wail away as well. He doesn't get knocked out.
charges on Kogaan.
Yes,
Now,
this
what
time
was
my
the
resistance
what was the effect there, Barry? Because of his mind spike.
Oh, it's just -4 on saving throws. Or
Okay.
a D4 off saving throws, so it's
saving
fine.
throws.
The rest of its attacks and everything is good.
Okay, Kogaan, the Hellhound uses its fire breath on you, which
Love that though.
hopefully the resistance should kick in on.
Yeah, it should work this
we'll
time,
find out.
based on our testing previously.
All right, let's see your saving throw here.
Boom shakalaka.
You succeeded.
So it should take a quarter damage roughly.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see if it calculates all that.
Doesn't it have to hit, or am I crazy?
Nope, the breath
Hey,
weapon,
it
as
says
long as it's
half and
within,
partially resisted.
long as it's within the range.
You took
It's
6
like
damage.
a fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, nice,
It worked. Everything worked.
nicely done.
Excellent.
Woohoo! Fantasy grounds.
Did it.
Round.
I'm like, oh, that helped work out some knots. Thank you. The warmth is very nice.
Alrighty, that. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Okay, just
The other hellhound does not do anything.
it is holding its ground as right now. So Lafferty,
Yes. Me?
Yes.
Me. Alrighty. I would assume there because 5 of that would have been difficult to. Oh no, moving through a teammate is difficult ground.
It's difficult, but you're allowed to do it.
you're allowed to do it, but it's
You're
still
allowed to do it,
difficult.
got it.
Yeah.
You can't move
Okay.
through enemy squares.
Okay, so he would like to take his action, and I guess look at Zor. He has line of sight to Zorkar, right?
Yep.
And the effect that was put on there, he wants to see how that's affecting it. As if it's affecting the mist, if it is affecting him. Is that something you can do?
You sure can. Give me a perception check.
Nice.
It's the mist that is swirling around Zorkar is unchanged. Zorkar seemed affected. The body seemed affected by Kogan's spell. Or, yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's going to sort of yell that out and say that effect is not affecting the mist, strictly the vessel. So perhaps we should change our attention to the mist, because that seems to be what is causing, at least based on my brief deductions.
I will try to pull him down.
Indeed. Well, that was his action. That's his movement. So he is done.
All right, that takes us to Landis. So yeah, Landis, you and Maggie both got this little bump behind you, like someone almost pushed you, and you know you can now see sort of a semi-transparent wall behind you.
Okay. I will step into the room and cast another Mind Sliver at the Hellhound 20, which is looking all nice over there.
Ooh, succeeds.
Oh, no, not nice. All right.
And then when I can't quite pull the magical energies enough to cause any damage, Landis takes cover behind this pillar here and looks at General Verimok and says, I would suggest you head straight to Zokar and see if we can break him from this possession.
And is that it for you, Landis?
That is it for Landis.
Douglan,
Who's in the air?
Yeah.
floating
exactly.
along.
He's like doo-doo-doo.
Helicoptering.
Yep.
Not that we know what helicopters are in this era.
Spitting the halberd above him as he floats
So,
along.
yeah, I mean, I assume I can go over them. Hellhounds, I know, are not, they're not small, but I don't think they're. Well, I guess I'm
You're
gonna find
probably
out.
safe up there, buddy, unless
Yeah.
you're going to jump at you.
Yeah, well, he can. I'm gonna go right over him
They can blow flames up your keister.
as a reaction. We'll find out.
If it's not within melee range, it can't get their attack off.
But it was holding its action, so we shall see what happens. But I'm right there. Does the Hellhound do anything?
And you fly over, no, it seems fixated on those on the ground.
Let's see. It's got one of those just look up, man. Nobody looks up. I'm gonna try to grab Zorkar and pull him away from the mist.
Oh god, don't get the mist on you.
All right. As you grab Zorkar, you feel a shock, like sort of a fiery shock, shall we say?
Is it like damage inducing, or
It is damage inducing.
Copy that.
You take 9 points of damage.
Where did it emanate from?
Basically,
Physical touch.
when he touched Zorkar, he got the fiery sort of sensation all through him, like he was being burned.
Okay. Pull him out.
Is there any give? Because I'm there. I mean, I took the damage.
He's not moving.
It's locked in the mist.
Yeah, he seems locked into that space that he's floating in.
Damn.
All right. Well, that was his movement. That is his action. He's going to yell out all of that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that was quite a painful blast sort of fire that Douglan received.
Did the mist move? Did the mist?
The mist has
coalesce?
never stopped moving.
No,
like-
in other words, like
And literally,
I went
when you
through-
grabbed it, it swirled around your arms and that, almost like you weren't affecting it in any way.
but it didn't go through me.
It went
avoided-
around you. It did not go through you. Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, it's like grabbing a log from the fire. I'm gonna try something different next time. And that's his turn.
All right. Nightingale.
Nightingale shall move to here. And as he's kind of coming up, his whip uncoils and he cracks that whip across the Hellhound's face.
Nice.
You hit.
I should be getting a bit of a sneak attack on this one since my comrade is right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I will put that on myself. Hopefully it works. Nope. And then I gotta add a d6 for sneak attack that never showed up. Another 4 on top of that.
Another 4 to Hellhound 16. Gives us 33. Alrighty. And is that it for you, Nightingale?
I will then pull just in behind Kogaan. Be like, Kogaan, I've got your back. Let's push forward.
Oh. All right, and Captain Black. All right.
AKA Beast Mode Man.
Yes.
Charging in towards Hellhound 20. And he will take the dodge action. The General. General is going to charge forth as well here. Coming around the backside of this Hellhound.
Nice.
And attacking. First attack on the Hellhound. Alright, he takes a big slash into this Hellhound. Killing it.
Those hellhounds are remarkably humanoid-like in their voices.
Yeah.
Yes. Alright, he used all his movement to get there, so that is it for the General. Maggie. What's Maggie gonna do? Maggie's gonna move in here. Take a position behind here where she can. Unfortunately, Lack is in her way for a shot right now, so she'll take the dodge action. Kogaan.
Kogaan will charge forth with his massive body, step through a puddle of hellhound,
Goo.
and stand next to this hellhound and flail away with dragon's tail.
Nice.
Alright. Attack number 1.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
Here we go again. Hellhounds are Kogan's bane, apparently.
That one hit.
Alright. And his dragon's might extra damage will come in handy here.
Nice. Whoa.
I don't know why it rolled it twice. You could probably take off one of those damages, probably the 6.
Get back 6.
Yeah, it should only be 1d6. I don't know why.
That was on.
Because you're bigger, maybe?
No, I get it because I'm big.
Yeah, kind of threw it on there twice, eh? Strange.
Yeah.
Did you check your character, see if you have it on there twice? Nope.
Maybe it was preloaded from last time, but I clicked it once, rolled the first attack, and it missed. So maybe it like reapplied it when I rolled the second
20.
attack automatically.
Okay. I'll give
Who knows?
6 back to this
Yep.
guy here. Okay.
And that is my turn.
All right. Zorkar.
Bonus action, roar in its face.
Zorkar does not move, does not
incapacitated.
change, does not say anything else. He just continues to float there.
It does get to save at the end of its turn. Attempt to save. So I guess,
Probably easiest
But-
for you to attempt that save again.
yeah. Maybe we. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it wouldn't automatically roll its.
It might.
When you click to the next guy, will it roll?
Let's see. Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Standard mode. I will grab the rune. Wisdom check here. Another fail.
Nice.
Still
He'll
incapacitated.
continue to be incapacitated. All right, Hellhound 20 attacks Kogaan,
Naturally.
using its fire breath weapon on him. You succeed.
I love this quarter damage stuff.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, and I'm even rolling terrible. All right. He is going to remain there.
See this giant, or not giant, but very large Kogaan, like does this spin move as he breathes fire to kind of like whirls the fire around him, and then he just takes damage.
All right.
Nice.
Ender.
Nice. Nice.
Suddenly, another Hellhound materializes inside the room.
Technically, Verimok should probably have to make the save as well. 'Cause it's a
You
cone.
probably offer full cover. You're big.
Yeah, full cover, maybe.
I
You're-
I don't know.
yeah.
You're pretty big. I'm
Maybe
willing.
advantage cover. Up to
Uh,
you. You're the DM. But if it's a cone, 15-foot cone, then
I
yeah.
smell a
You know what?
tavern talk topic.
I like your thinking.
More
there. That
rules?
seems-
I mean these rules are in the book, I'm pretty sure, but
Yeah. Cone. Anybody in the cone has to save, even if you're in,
All right.
unless you've got full cover.
He succeeds.
so you just take half of the 15 because it should be just one roll of damage.
You like swirled it, but like
7
right into
damage.
Verimok's face.
Technically, you don't re-roll the damage because it's all
Oh, yeah.
one
Right,
cone of fire.
right.
So
Thank
he
you
would
for
take
that.
he would take 7.
I'll give the 13 back to the general.
Well, not the 3 back.
Yes.
He took half.
Yep. Yep. Good thing you're here to keep my math honest. All right. Our new Hellhound immediately charges on Nightingale.
Oh, there's a new Hellhound. I didn't even see that. Are they just apparating out of thin air?
Yeah, they're just literally appearing out of thin air. Okay, so I need to advance to our new Hellhound. Alright. Charges in, attacking Nightingale with his fire breath weapon.
Ouch. You're dodgy.
Ooh, he succeeds. Nicely done. Take 8 points of damage. as you put out your gestures, it's fire retardant. Nobody knows.
Occupational hazard.
FR approved gear.
FR approved gestures outfits. Penumbra
All right.
trade secret.
That takes us to the top of the order.
All right. So Lafferty is he again mixes in like a little concoction, and out of his sort of wrist rocket, a green hand shoots forth, and he's going to try to grab with Chill Touch the mist around Zorkar. He doesn't want to touch Zorkar. He wants to grab the mist. Let's see what happens.
And you're trying to
Chill touch.
grab. Yeah. So as you try
Trying
and
to damage the mist, basically.
Yeah, as you try and grab the mist just moves around your hand. Like you can't.
Well, but
you can't
just
grab
like-
it. Yeah.
well,
Like-
it's an attack. So, but it just goes
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. You can't get your hand on the mist. The mist just kind of swirls around your hand, and you can't actually touch it.
Okay. I just for clarity though, I'm casting a ranged spell attack. It just looks like a hand, so I don't know if that changes anything. So I'm casting Chill Touch as an attack, and it says ranged spell attack.
Yeah.
So I'm just describing it as you know as a hand.
And you're trying to attack the mist.
Correct.
Yeah. So any attack on the mist moves right through it.
Got it. Okay.
Can't damage the mist.
Got it. Well, he's a process of elimination. So, all right. So that is his attack, and he yells that out.
Douglan, can you see the mist moving from somewhere? Is it coming from something?
Well, Lafferty's going to go up to here and have a look-see. Anything behind it? Does he see anything around it?
Give me a perception check, please.
It would be my pleasure. Not as good as last time.
You're frazzled from your spell cast.
Yes. He's perplexed, still thinking about how this could go through the mist. It's ethereal in nature. My Chill Touch should have affected it.
Yeah, you're the separation between this Zorkar in the mist is hard to determine.
Got it. All right, that is his turn. But he does yell that out. It seems we are unable to affect the mist. He shares that with the crew, with the group.
All right, that it?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Landis.
Landis kind of steps to the side and has a go at this new hellhound that's toasting his friend. And I will, I'll use the same Mind Sliver spell. Rather
Alright.
effective.
It definitely failed. It got a 1.
So did I. Landis kind of gives the old shifty eyes at Nightingale like, yeah. He'll be
Well,
crippled in a few moments.
Sure laid a walloping on that.
And
Sure.
then he'll move to that side of the pillar.
Oh, jeez.
Nope, not that far.
Sorry.
He's gone. I'm out. That's
Sorry.
it. I'm out.
My hand slipped on the mouse. All right.
And Landis will tell Maggie to target Zokar. Maggie, target Zokar. I do not believe he is a friend at this point.
All right. That takes us to Douglan.
Being the simple-minded military guy that he is, he tried to pull away, got burned, the mist went around it. he is going to take the flat of his halberd and try to crack Zokar.
Alrighty.
Is he? Oh, yeah, he's on the tracker there. It's okay.
You hit.
All right. I am also going to put a Divine Smite on this and see how it affects him. So let me do that.
If there's a fiend in there,
Do I notice anything
should do extra damage.
with that holiness of light that I've just...
So
Slap
what
him.
is your divine smite do to a fiend?
Extra damage.
Let me look.
It's radiant damage, and most fiends are,
The smite itself specifically says if it's a fiend or undead, it deals an extra 1d8 damage.
Well, here's what Divine Smite says.
Pretty sure.
When you hit a creature with a melee weapon, you can expend one spell slot to deal radiant damage to the target in addition to the weapon's damage. The extra damage is 2d8, da-da-da-da. It doesn't... Oh, wait, you're right. Damage increases by 1d8 if the target is an undead or a fiend. Backs with the wind.
So your damage is to Zorkar. Zorkar is not a fiend.
Well, that's unpleasant. But the radiance, it exploded out. My radiance has got a radius of radiance-ness.
Radiance-ness. You
Got it,
seem,
but-
once again, the mist seems unaffected. Your damaged Zorkar.
Okay.
Does he lower a couple feet?
And he, he's showing the wound is now bleeding.
But he's not making any, got it. Yeah, unfortunately, guys, I'm a paladin that does not have anything to turn undead of any kind, so if anybody's got it, now would be the time. You know what? I'm not going to keep attacking. It didn't affect the mist. It just seems like it's, he just feels like he's hitting a defenseless person. Oh, he yells out, Nightingale. How did we get... Nightingale, how did we get rid of that one with that dwarf and Coldhorn?
that one was tied to a book. Maybe this one is tied to an item he's wearing, or...
All right, well, he's used his action, but he's going to stand down after that, and next round he's just going to look all around to see if there's some place this mist is generating from. So he's done.
Okay. All right, that takes us to Nightingale. Nightingale, this beastie has appeared from nowhere and immediately blasted its fiery breath weapon at you. Thankfully, your fire-resistant Jester's outfit has protected you.
Yeah. Once again, thinking ahead. I will... What will I do? I will use my bonus action to disengage. I will take a 5-foot step to there. Crack him with my whip.
You hit the whip.
Just whipping that pooch. And then I will continue 5 to just behind Captain. You're like,
Black.
I've got a bit of a pooch problem. Give me a hand, will you? And that will be Nightingale's turn.
Alrighty. Lack obliges your request and charges this beast, giving it a swing. First swing with his great sword. Every swing, he's just going for a home run. First hit.
This boy brings the hammer, babe.
Second attack. Also hits. He offs the thing.
Much obliged.
Alrighty, where do we have? We're not gonna get around Kogaan. Well, maybe you can. Alright, we go with the general. General swings around Kogaan, attacking Hellhound 20. His first attack. Oh, it misses. Second attack. Also misses. Oh, the general's just wafting. He's
human after all.
He's all intimidated by this gigantic dragon man beside him.
Don't pick up my bad habits.
All right, Maggie. Maggie is going to hold her position, take the dodge action. She still doesn't have a shot at any. Oh, no, she doesn't have a shot at anything. All right. Yeah, and she'll take the dodge action. Landis, behind you, you hear this snarl as another hellhound materializes in the room.
Melee it, Landis. You got this.
It advances using its breath weapon on you. Oh, God, the 1 and 2 affair. It choked as it was, started to blow fire. It was...
Well, Landis engulfed in flames. If anyone's watching, he's coveting his spell book. No, it won't burn. No.
All right, that takes us to Kogaan.
All right, Kogaan. So I was reading the enlarge reduce spell. So when something gets enlarged by size, you actually get like 8 times your weight. So Kogaan's like 14 feet tall, goes stomping forwards to here. 2,400 pounds just shaking the ground. And I'm super tall now, so I'm just gonna grab Zorkar and just pull him down out of this stupid mist if I can.
I did yell that my hands burned and he didn't move, just so you know.
But you are floating in the air and you're old and not as strong as I am.
Jeez.
That's harsh.
Truth hurts.
Harsh.
Truth hurts.
All right,
Douglan actually just goes like this.
Kogaan, even with all your weight and strength,
And avarice.
he does not budge, but you're burned by holding him.
Word.
Fire again isn't particularly bad for one such as you, but
It's starting to add up, but
so what you do notice when you get a hold of him and you're pulling on him, he literally doesn't even move like a millimeter. He is locked into that space.
Okay. And from up here, in my height, I can't discern anything where the mist is emanating from or anything like that.
The mist just seems to swirl all around him, not like it's coming from somewhere, But
Okay.
like it has just engulfed him and is moving all around him.
Gotcha.
Uh,
My turn.
yeah, so your turn was grabbing him and pulling him.
Attempting to grapple him downwards, basically.
All right. Zorkar
Is incapacitated.
is incapacitated, does nothing. We'll get another check.
Yep, I'll drop the save on him here. I have to take it off of combat mode in order for me to access it. Let's see here. Save. Success. He is no longer at the end of his turn, so he pops out of it afterwards. So.
Yep. All right, so that will take us to Hellhound 20. Who does not recharge his breath weapon. So he is going to gnash into General Verimok with his fiery fangs. And the general's able to fend it off.
Nice.
Okay, that takes us.
Lafferty.
Did Hellhounds getting their breath weapons back?
Yep.
You know what?
Well,
I
it's
think
it's them checking if they get their
Yeah, I know.
the last. They're already dead. I hate how it does that. It's like,
I think you have to remove them from the board probably in order for it
yeah,
to...
I could, but
It's
and
fun
you
to have them as difficult
yeah, you
terrain
can
or
see
something.
you can see the bodies are there, and that's exactly it. It's difficult terrain to get over them. So
Yep.
that takes us to Lafferty.
These braziers are lit, right?
They are. They're about 10 feet off the ground. Okay, Lafferty. So Lafferty,
Yes.
with your passive perception, you notice something a little out of place just ahead of you, lying on the ground. You see a strange iron flask stopper sitting on the ground that catches your attention.
The stopper of a flask, but
The
not the
stopper
flask
of a
itself.
flask, but not the flask itself.
Okay.
It's out of place sitting on the floor there.
Mhm.
And just, you pick it up as you get close to it there.
Well, yeah.
Now's
No.
not time to drink.
I'll go over and pick it up, and then can I do a full scan around to see if I see the flask itself?
Yes, I'm going to give you.
Or do I see some place that this can be put in?
Well, you went over there. You picked it up. So is a passive perception check an action?
No, passive perception implies
just-
that it's...
Yeah, you just
being
happened to
noted.
notice it, but you weren't
Yeah.
actually taking your
Yeah.
action to do it. So you can use your action. Give me a perception check to look for
Yeah.
anything else.
I would like to do that. Lovely. Good Lord. Lord.
From where you are, as you're quickly scanning around, you don't see anything.
He will yell out that there is a very odd flask stopper. Perhaps we should all look for something that this could plug into, perhaps to stop this black mist. And that's it. I mean, he moved, he passively perceived, and then he did not passively.
Actively perceive.
Actively
Yeah.
perceive.
And that's that. Yeah, I mean, I think he'll pick up the flask stopper if that's part of his.
Yep, that's an object interaction. You can grab that
Okay.
as you moved up there.
Okay.
And is that it for
you
you,
Yeah.
Lafferty?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
I would say that's it.
Landis.
I don't like this thing on me. Maggie! I would use your assistance at this moment. And I will... Of course, you know... As my bonus action, I Misty Step out of there.
Nice.
Love Misty Step.
I
love it
will
so much.
zip appear over there. And then as my action, I blast it with Mind Sliver. I can do that because it's only a cantrip.
Blast away.
And as an interaction with object, I spoon Nightingale.
It fails.
Yes.
Ooh, big damage.
Oh, listen to that. That's so cool.
The revenge can be seen in Landis's eyes as he blasts that thing's brain and cooks a few brain cells. And that's the end of Landis's turn. He'll look down to Nightingale and be like, Nightingale, this Lafferty and finding whatever it is he needs this stopper for. We'll handle this hound. Do what you do best, boy. Find the booze bottle.
Ouch.
All right. Douglan.
All right, Douglan, like, just is like, I hate these puzzles. I need to hit something. So he's gonna move back here and crack Hellhound 20. Get some aggression out.
So you're floating up in the air?
Yeah, but I
Fly
mean,
spell, he can move down.
Are you
Yeah.
Are you going to move down to attack it?
well, I have reach, so.
Oh
I-
yeah,
I
that's
can-
right. You're
yeah,
using a halberd, so
Yeah,
yeah, you can from up in the air. You can give it a blast.
give it a tickle.
That's right. You got reach.
I've got reach. All right, let's see. Hellhound 20. That's a miss. Second attack. That's a miss. And since, yeah, let's see if my new blood end will
You're newly
work.
working.
Yeah. Hey, all right.
There we go.
And it did the right plus, correct?
Yep.
Excellent. Yeah, he just gave him a little tickle. That was about
Hey,
it.
it was something.
Yeah, you know.
Is that it for you, Douglan?
I mean, he technically could be on top and be within 5 feet. I just didn't want to go over him.
Yep.
But, I mean, because then he gets all the benefits of Sentinel. So can I do that then? Like, I'm just... Because I never went above 10 feet. So he's in the square above, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just going to say if you're directly over top of him, he
Yeah.
can jump up and attack you.
That's fine. That's
Yep.
fine. I want to have the... Because if I'm within 5 feet, let's call it, then I
Yep.
get the Sentinel.
I mean, you
I'll
can breathe
take
fire
that.
right up, too.
Thanks, Max.
Just saying. If I was a fire-breathing animal, I'd breathe it everywhere.
He doesn't notice me.
All
Right?
right.
Yeah.
That's it then. Yeah, we'll just... Here, I'll move you halfways over there. We'll... Just to remind us you're sitting over top.
Gotcha.
Nice. Okay. That's it, Douglan?
Yes, sir.
All right. Another hellhound materializes. This one has Lafferty's name all over it.
Come to Schnookums.
Using its breath weapon on Lafferty. You succeed. You also are wearing fire-resistant garments.
Well, I'm going to, as a reaction, cast Absorb Elements,
Nice.
if I may.
You may. And what will that do?
Let's read it.
Shall we?
The spell captures some of the incoming energy, lessening its effect on you and storing it for your next melee attack. You have resistance to the triggering damage type until the start of your next turn. Also, the first time you hit with a melee attack, on your next turn, the target takes an extra 1d6 damage of the triggering type, and the spell ends. So I have resistance, and I harness it. I don't know if I'll use it against a fire-dwelling creature, but hey, why not?
All right, you're good. You got your resistance in place.
Let me put that on myself. All right. Oh, you know what? I don't know if the effect does the damage resistance. I don't see it. Hang on. No, it's just doing the damage roll. I don't see the.
If you look in there, there's no effect button for the resistance.
There's no self resistance or anything like that.
See, it's only the damage roll.
Well, we'll just half the damage.
Yeah.
All right.
So it'll be half of a half.
Yeah, it'll be a quarter exactly.
Yep.
And I have fire resistance until the end of my next turn. So.
Okay, so I'll have to give you half of the damage you take back.
Okay.
All right,
So
so
five-
you took
five back.
10. So I gotta. Do you wanna just give yourself 5 back?
Okie dokie. So that's 5. Oh, I can't change it.
On your character sheet.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Barry.
No problem.
All right, Nightingale.
So, having heard Lafferty and both Landis command him to look for something that a stopper would fit into, I will use the dash action and the investigation ability to scour this area, kind of like this, looking for something.
Flask
would-
of some sort.
A flask, a bottle.
Yep.
If you need me to roll the investigation check, I can.
Yeah, give us an investigation check. Very investigaty.
He
Just-
drank from it from the quarter section of his mouth. He only took 3.5 sips.
All right. Sitting just on the ground, just off beside the altar, you see a strange iron flask. Very ornate iron flask.
I'll yell out,
Lafferty, I found the flask. Throw me the lid.
I'm a little busy here.
We all are.
and that's the end of Nightingale.
All right. Okay. Captain Lack spins around, racing in to get himself between Maggie and this beast.
Sensing something there.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that, Douglan.
yeah.
All right, first attack. He misses. Little off balance from racing in. Second attack. He connects with his second attack.
Solid damage.
Solid damage. All right, the general is going to attack Hellhound 20. First attack. Oh, he should do him in with this one.
Oh,
Wow. Nicely done, General. And Maggie. Maggie takes a shot at our Hellhound 21. The DM is going to once again try and do longbow damage. But, you know,
Awesome.
I'm not going to hold myself to a high standard here.
She does carry a quiver of short swords, so I can see where the confusion.
All right, she hits and doing longbow damage.
There we go. Longbow hits. Sweet.
All right, our Hellhound 21 does not recharge his breath weapon, attacks the captain with his fiery fangs. Connects nicely. Ooh. Lock gets a good gnashing. Kogaan. What do you got, Kogaan?
Kogaan will run. Let's see, where can I put myself? I'm so big.
I can go in a crunched up if you want to go underneath.
I will go here. And then I will use one of my attack actions to use my metallic breath weapon to try to incapacitate this hellhound for a round.
Nice. Very nice.
So
I can just picture Kogaan plugs one nostril so he doesn't hit Lafferty.
I just kind of angle it. You see, the air shimmers and warps as if it's fire, but it's completely clear. Just
That's cool.
shapes the air around it. Please fail.
Succeeded.
All right, and with that, he will attack with his other attack.
You hit.
I hit, and this time it should just roll 1d6 of. There we go. That's
Oh,
solid.
nice. Very nice. That's a solid whack.
And I guess that's my turn. Yep.
Nice, nice.
There goes the breath weapon. Poof.
All right. All right. Zorkar seems to just be eyeing up the scene. It almost looks like it's fighting some sort of internal battle. Like you see expressions on its face, like it's resisting against something. But there's no real change in the situation. Alrighty, we have our iron flask. Alright, that takes us to
Me?
Lafferty.
Lafferty is going to basically just kind of slams his wrist guards together, goes like this, and all of a sudden sparks start to kind of culminate and escalate and oscillate around his hands, and he puts his hands on the hellhound's forehead. Shocking grasp.
Nice.
You sucker.
Nice.
And that's a hit. And you know what's cool about that?
No reaction.
Can't take reactions.
Suck a bitch.
Love it.
nice.
Ooh, freaking hellhound.
Well
So
done.
With the iron flask stopper in hand, he's going to say, pardon me, excuse me, so that's 10 feet, that's 20 feet.
Well, you could
And-
probably hit that corner between us first and then go, but
Yeah, just let me know how far I can go past this big guy, and, I'm like, up against the column trying to get by him.
I mean, if you go around the column underneath Douglan, it's actually probably faster. And you could-
Maybe.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gets you right next to
Nightingale.
Nightingale.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Well, however, like, okay, so 5.
I mean, you might be able to go under my
Go
leg.
here, then here, and around to there, and then over to there.
Got it. Can you move me and then because otherwise it'll go through the column.
You just drag and keep going. Just
Copy
drag the
that.
piece and it'll keep
20.
counting.
And then that's as far as I can get. Right there.
Cool.
So very close. It's about the same. So. But at least I'm a little bit closer.
Nightingale, I can't remember. Did you grab this flask or did you just see it?
I haven't grabbed it, no.
Okay.
In all honesty, I haven't picked it up yet.
Okay. Landis?
I just called for Lafferty. Well, seeing as Captain Destroy-All's got that hellhound, I will take a step here and blast the hellhound facing Kogaan with a mind sliver.
Oh, nice.
Swear to God. They have a -2, and that script is
rolling
working
hot.
great, Colin.
Thanks a lot, Colin.
And then I will take a 5-foot step up just to kind of be a bit of cover behind the lovely flower pot.
Alrighty. That's it for you, Landis.
That is it for Landy Eye.
Douglan?
Yes.
Alright. He's gonna come over and help his friend. Actually, no, let's go right there.
Fly over.
Hey!
Oh,
Nothing. Alright.
Douglan is just on fire. He's in his element.
He all that thinking.
Well, that's
stuff.
because you're fighting hellhounds. You're on fire.
Oh, snap.
Second attack.
Oh, man.
wow.
Oh, man. Some big
I do not
rolls.
like this puppy. But still, I
Yeah.
cracked its head open.
You did that one in for sure.
Yep. How are the others, Kogaan?
I don't know.
Alright.
Good?
Well,
Just
I keep
gonna-
hearing Nightingale scream. Maybe he's got one of these pups on him. Perhaps
yet.
we should go check him out.
If you can still move, reposition.
Not this round.
All
You
right.
can move after you attack.
I know. I do have 10. I think 10 more feet. So yeah, I'll start heading back.
Okay, that takes us to Nightingale.
Nightingale will grab the flask and come over next to Lafferty and be like,
Lafferty, what do you think we got to do with this?
Okay,
And he'll-
so just before you move,
oh, okay, I'm dead.
And I'm dead.
I'm dead.
Shouldn't have touched it, dang it.
All right. As soon as you grab up this flask, Nightingale, you immediately have the knowledge that if you point this at the mist and say the word seize, that it will capture this demon. You immediately, that knowledge is in your mind.
Well, that's what I will do. And I'll tell Lafferty to toss me the lid. I've got me a demon in a bottle.
Genie in a bottle, baby.
Oh, I thought that was a Sting song.
And I'll
Demon
kind
in a
of,
bottle.
take a step forward so I'm within a hand's reach of Lafferty. If I can see it in his hands after it's sucked up, I'll just grab it and poke it in.
Yeah, so you immediately turn and you point this up at the demon, and all of this mist is immediately just sucked out of Zorkar into the bottle.
As I was like, sneeze! I mean, sneeze! Sneeze! I'll stopper it.
Alrighty. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's fair with Lafferty right beside you.
Take it from his person and poke it in the...
Okay. So as I said, all this mist is pulled from all around and through Zorkar. It all just pulls into the bottle, and Lafferty is able to basically just give you a quick toss, and you stopper this thing. As soon as the stopper goes on the bottle, the one hellhound that is in the far end of the room dematerializes.
Nightingale quickly looks at Lafferty. If he asks who hit him, it was Douglan.
All right, guys, let's take a quick break. I'm getting a few hints from the group here that it may be time for a bio break. So yeah, we'll take a quick little break and return shortly to see what's become of Zorkar. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back. So as the, just as this mist is captured and stoppered in the bottle, Zorkar slowly floats down to the ground. As he touches down on the ground, he kind of crumples to one knee for a
you
moment.
Beat him to death, Douglan.
Sorry, mate.
When he stands back up again, it's only sort of, he collects himself for just a moment. When he stands again, his eyes are white. They are no longer the black that you saw.
Zorkar, do you remember what just happened?
We do remember, thank you.
Oh.
Sorry it took us so long to figure out this mystery.
Are you in need
You
of
have
healing?
done very well to remove the possession that had taken us.
Where did you get the flask from?
When I entered the prayer room, we saw this sitting on the altar. It did not look as it looks to you now, but instead it looked like a glass vase. We were unfamiliar with this item, as we know all things that are here. We went to investigate, and when we awoke, we were here.
How could someone have snuck something like this in without you knowing, Zorkar? It's troubling, I would think.
We are most confused by this, as we know all things and all creatures that are here at the temple. It had to be something of great power to get past us.
Okay, I'm just gonna unshare this map here now. We don't need this sucker anymore.
Nightingale, perhaps I could take a look at the flask if you don't mind if I examine it just for a moment.
Well, you're not going to pop that top off and have a swig.
Maybe not. Let me, if I may, take a look.
Let you have a look.
Zorkar, I do apologize for the injuries. We weren't sure how to move forward, and you in your possessed state were a bit of a threat to us all. Are you in need of healing?
We will be fine in time, as there does not appear to be any additional concern. Are you all right?
I believe so. Landis probably will grow his eyebrows back in a few weeks, but Kogaan, everybody seem okay? Everybody okay?
I am okay over here.
I've taken worse.
Could use a bit of a rest, perhaps, before we carry on to the portal.
That was my next question. General, how urgent is it for us to get to this portal?
We could use a rest, I am sure. We have fought 2 battles in a very short time. A short rest will not affect what we need to do.
Well, then I'm going to use a hit die, if that's all right.
Shall I run a short rest for y'all?
Yeah, it seems like a good time to do it. Let's do it.
Landis will break into a song of rest.
Oh, nice.
So that is, I will read you the song of rest.
Is Nightingale looking at Landis funny? Trying
Why?
to sing? You said Landis is going to do the song of rest.
Oh yeah, sorry. Nightingale will do the song of
Landis
rest.
starts singing and Nightingale's like, what the?
Hey, that's my thunder, butthead!
Stay in your own lane.
You can use a soothing music or oration to help revitalize the wounded allies during a short rest. If an ally spends 1 or more hit dice by the end of the short rest, they gain an extra d6.
Outstanding.
All right, so I'm going to run the
Not
short
per
rest.
hit dice, just one.
Not per hit dice, just
Yeah,
one.
just one additional d6. So
Ooh, Lafferty is fully healed.
So do I just grab the hit dice at the bottom
Yeah,
of the
off your
page?
character sheet and just roll it in.
Okay. So, with Douglan, could you give him the?
just roll the d6 and add it to your sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, we wrote. Thanks a lot. You're definitely out of tune. That's all I gotta say.
You didn't like the song of rest?
No, I'm gonna use one more hit die. Jeez. All right. Oh no, I'm down to 1. Where am I? Where am I? There they are. 1. All right.
Nice. Brought me back right up full.
Douglan has one of his nails is still broken.
Do the captain and the general partake in the song of rest as well?
Yep. I'm gonna just figure out. They are. So 8 plus. Oh, that's 13. Him all healed up. And general is.
Actually, I'm sorry, it's not a D6, it's actually a D8.
Oh.
Because
Because you're now a higher level.
oh, sorry, no, it is a D6. Sorry. I'm not.
Oh,
quite
you guys
there
are all looking in pretty good shape anyway.
yet. Yeah.
Douglan's just got the 1 point of damage left. Are we good with our short rest? Any other housekeeping anyone needs to take care of?
I would like to examine the.
Flascaroonie.
Yeah.
Landis will give you the help action if you'd like to try to decipher anything.
Yes, and I
To
also.
give you the advantage in this.
And my understanding with investigation, although it's all pretty high, but
This would probably be Arcana.
well, I mean, well, I don't know. I thought investigation, but your call. let me know.
Sorry, to figure out what this is?
Yeah, I would like to investigate the flask. And if there's any liquid in it, I get to use my alchemist supply of proficiency.
There's no liquid in it.
The one time.
Give me a... go ahead, give me an investigation check. And this is who, Lafferty?
Yeah. And then is someone giving me the help or no?
Yep. Landis can give you help. So you get to roll at advantage.
We're like looking at this together, like, what about this? Ooh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So Nightingale, by virtue of having grabbed this, already understands a fair bit about it. You see it's an iron flask. It has a polished brass stopper. There's all kinds of ruins etched into the flask itself. So it looks like this.
Ooh, that's cool.
We got a genie in a bottle.
So
A demonic genie in the box.
as you know, Nightingale and Lafferty are looking the bottle over. Zorkar explains that this iron bottle you can use. Well, Nightingale already knows its command word. The bottle basically gave you the command word when you picked it up. So this is the magic item iron flask. So Zorkar basically explains to you that this is a magical item. It operates differently here than it will when you take it back to the material plane, because of its proximity to the heavens and the hells and the between. So here, any creature that is held in it or gets captured in it gets banished. But when you move back to the material plane, it will be trapped inside of the flask. Okay, so I'm going to read this item to you from the mechanics standpoint, and this is basically what Zorkar explained. So, he basically says the demon you captured has already been banished. The flask is empty now. So this iron bottle has a brass stopper. You can use an action to speak the flask's command word, targeting a creature that you see within 60 feet of you. If the target is native to a plane of existence other than the one you're on, the target must succeed a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw or be trapped in the flask. If the target has been trapped in the flask before, it has advantage on the saving throw. Once trapped, a creature remains in the flask until released. The flask can hold only one creature at a time. A creature trapped in the flask does not need to breathe, eat, or drink, and does not age. You can use an action to remove the flask stopper and release the creature the flask contains. The creature is friendly to you and your companions for 1 hour and obeys your commands for that duration. If you give no commands or give it a command that is likely to result in its death, it defends itself but otherwise takes no actions. At the end of the duration, the creature acts in accordance with its normal disposition and alignment. An identify spell reveals that a creature is inside the flask, but the only way to determine the type of creature is to open the flask. A newly discovered bottle might already contain a creature chosen by the DM. This one does not.
cool.
Does it have anything about a size restriction or anything like that? Did I miss that part?
There's nothing in here that will be determined over time.
Oh, we can catch a dragon in it.
Well, it has to be a creature that's not from the plane you're on,
Oh, okay.
right? So,
It has to be a
Ah.
non-native to
This
the.
might be helpful when we're fighting the creatures in your guys' visions.
so the iron flask magic item, just for your meta, is a wondrous legendary item. So
Yeah, no doubt.
big score.
Wait, did you say what happens of the same plane? Sorry,
Nothing happens
Nothing.
if it's from the same plane.
got it. So we can't like hide in there. Hop in here, Nightingale.
Only one creature at a time. So who is getting the iron flask?
Landis. All right.
Why do you want
sounds like
Landis
a
to have it?
Lafferty thing to me.
Yeah.
He's already got too much fucked up shit. Oops, sorry, from other dimensions, and don't give him this, guys.
He's like, I might suck myself in this bottle.
Yeah, he's like, is it working?
I think
Don't
he
do
can't.
it.
Doesn't work that way.
Yeah, good thing it doesn't work that way.
He's gonna try.
Well, if you want Landis to have it for now, if one of you guys want it, it's there. Kogaan, you want to carry it? You're usually up front.
I mean, this thing seems very dangerous, and it does not sit comfortably well with me. It's too much magical power, I think, for me.
Well, then I'll hold it for safety.
So Landis,
He'll pry it from Nightingale's grippy fingers.
Damn it.
Lafferty's like looking at it like,
Perhaps it's better if we didn't get it, if you know what I mean.
ooh,
all right, that
Jingling.
should be in your inventory now, Landis.
What will it be?
We all get one.
Oh, I think it's identified.
Look under your chairs, guys. Everyone get one.
hey,
Is it identified? I forgot to check before I gave it to you. If it was identified.
Iron flask, wondrous item, legendary. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
Well, this will come in handy.
hey, who's watching the Twitch? How many viewers we got?
3 currently. So. All right, so
Might be my daughter.
after explaining the what the flask is, he explains it didn't look like this. It was disguised when he grabbed it. It looked like some sort of crystal bottle, which he believes was some sort of magic that was disguising.
Illusionary magic.
Yeah, illusionary magic that was disguising it. He sees General Verymock, who's coming up, and
General, we are very pleased to see you again. I do believe there are some of your people in the between that will be very happy to know of your arrival.
Yes, General, perhaps we should carry on and just go to the portal now and see if it's okay there, and we can start moving the wine.
yes, I agree. Before any more of these shenanigans that we've been dealing with in what should
have
be
a
a sacred
question.
place.
Sorry. Mr. Zorkar, how would this flask item come into your temple? Are you not in control of these portals and who's allowed to pass through them?
We are, which is very disturbing to think that someone was able to enter and leave this item without us knowing.
They must be very powerful.
They must be very powerful.
General, let's be very careful when we approach the portal.
So Zorkar instructs you all to follow him. He takes you out of the prayer room that you were in, and you walk through the temple. Now, the temple itself is quite large. It's several, it's about 100 feet wide and several hundred feet long. And there are 4 prayer rooms within it. He was in one of the prayer rooms. You pass others. The inside of the temple is very much like a big atrium space. Lots of stonework, but lots of plants and fountains and running rivers. And you make your way to the far side of the Timeless Temple. And there are 3 doorways that lead the far side of the temple. The one goes off towards the white pillar that you saw. The middle one goes towards the gray pillar that you saw. And the right-hand one goes towards the black pillar that you saw. Zorkar walks towards the gray pillar, basically heading down the middle door towards the gray pillar, with all of you in tow.
Douglan, is your
Nope.
family through the Black Gate?
I'm sorry? What was that?
Well, isn't your family lost somewhere? Trapped?
Well, they're elsewhere, yes, indeed. I don't know where, but they're elsewhere.
This seems like... Well, we know this place exists. Zorkar, the Black Gate, I'm assuming, goes to a very evil place, a dark place. Is this true?
Yes. The White Gate takes one to the heavens. The Black Gate takes one to the hells. And the gate before us goes into the between.
You can learn more about where your family may be held. This place might be an access if they are in such a terrible place.
What are you talking about, Kogaan? What do you know that I don't?
Well, I don't know other than the vision that I had as it relates to you. You remember I told you about seeing your family?
You think they're through that black gate there?
It's just a feeling, but it is not... There is no evidence, but if we are on this path, Gath has sent you on such a path, perhaps this is an opportunity, but before going to somewhere so dangerous, we should try to learn more.
You can tell that Douglan, the minute you mention his family, his demeanor, which is normally very lighthearted, gets very, little tense.
Maggie overhears the conversation, and she comes up. She puts her hand on Kogaan, and she says, "Kogaan, I do appreciate your concern, but our family is in the between. Thankfully, not the hells."
Oh. Well, very good. That's a relief to me too, honestly. I would follow you and help you, Douglan, but I'm glad it is not that dangerous.
Douglan takes a beat, and then he's like, oh. He relaxes and slaps Kogaan on the back. I know you're just looking out, lad, but yeah, I can't think of them through that portal. I just don't want to.
Of course. I did not mean to make you upset. I'm sorry.
Well, while we're here, Zorkar, there's another. This one's grandpa. Well, not too long ago, he was felled by one of these beasts here, or at least some of the the bad folk that are doing things in our world. And we tried bringing them back, but one of the clerics said that they couldn't. You know anything what's going on with this?
We will meet with the Githyanthor first, and then Douglan, I believe it is. I will take you and your daughter to meet your family.
Douglan, like, is it dusty in here?
No, you are crying.
No,
Yes.
it's very, very dusty in here.
Okay to be emotional now.
Don't play games with me, Zokar.
We do not play games, Douglan.
Did you hear that, Nightingale?
I can't believe it, but let's take this one step at a time and get the Githyanthor taken care of.
Yeah, Douglan just goes into a catatonic shock, and he's not going to talk for the rest of the time until he meets his family again.
All right, by now you guys have been walking across the bridge, and you approach the pillar. Now, it just looks, as you've been approaching it, it just looked like a big grayish stone pillar coming up out of the ground. But almost in the same way you remember back when you first got on the rock pillar, you couldn't see the entrance until you got close to it. The same sort of thing is happening here. As you're getting closer to the rock pillar, you're seeing an arched entrance sort of materializing. And when you look through it, you're looking into somewhere else. It is not the other side of this pillar. And you walk up, and it's just a tunnel way that goes into some place that is on the other side. And you all walk through. Immediately on the other side, you see there's a camp set up. So there's a bit of a a stone area directly as you come directly out from the tunnel, with some stairs that go down to the ground. You're looking out across somewhere, and on the ground area in front of this stone, we'll call it like a porch or a deck or a front area of the temple, and there are Gith who are in makeshift camps. Your immediate thought is, man, there's not a lot of them. Like, from the discussion that the general and the captain had, you know, there should have been close to 1,000 Githyanthor that were to make their way here. If there's 100 of them here, you'd be surprised.
Oh, wow.
Decimate.
You can see immediately the look on both General Verimok and Captain Lack's faces. You know, they're just almost in shock. And the general kind of looks around and he says, This is it? One of the Githyanthor sees the two of them come out and comes running over. You think it might be female? It's a little hard to tell with the Gith. She comes up to General Verimok and kind of gives a bit of a bow, and the general looks and says, Captain Grelina, what has happened? She says, I'm very sorry, General, but this is all that's made it so far.
General, what is your plan? Such few numbers.
the general kind of, you can see him kind of rubbing his forehead, thinking for a moment, and he turns back to the rest of the party and says, I need some time to meet with my people. Give us an hour and we will tell you our plan to move forward.
Well, I suggest we give the general and his people some time. I'm sure they have lots to talk about.
General, would you like the wine now? Is that appropriate, or would you rather us keep it in our care until you're ready to disseminate?
It would seem wise to get it now, personally, but
Once
may I
we
speak with
determine
you,
our
gentlemen?
plan, I will send people to collect what we will take with us. Again, 1 hour, and we will determine our path forward. And with that, the general and the two captains, they go down and head towards the little camp that the Githyanthor have made, leaving Zorkar and the rest of the party standing about.
Douglan, did you want to take this opportunity? We do have an hour.
Yes, of course. Zorkar, you said you'd take me to them.
We will, Douglan. You will follow me, please.
Well, we're
Can we-
walking.
can we all go with him, or is he just taking Douglan? Like, is it a Douglan only thing?
He's taking Douglan and Maggie.
Okay.
Well then, Kogaan, I've got a plan. Or I should say a worry.
Okay.
If we give the Githyanthor all of this alm wine, and it gets into the hands of the enemy, they'll be unstoppable.
Right, but if it's here with the remaining Githyanthor, then the remaining Githyanthor will become so much more powerful to prevent the Githyanki from getting it, yes?
I hope.
And there's still hope that more will come. So,
Yeah, I'm
I understand.
hesitant.
Or perhaps, Nightingale, seeing as there's so few numbers, perhaps, because if I'm not mistaken, this has value even in our world. Is that not correct?
The wine?
Correct.
It has great value.
Perhaps maybe we should keep some for yourself. Maybe just a small stock, if you will, and we could put it to use in addition to their stock as well. Because, as you know, we're not going to have much in the way of a new harvest for some time. It's just a thought. I don't want to deprive, of course, the Gith from having this, but their numbers are very few. And Kogaan brings up a very good point about defending this.
Well,
Perhaps we
let's
discuss
wait
when
to
you-
hear what the general has to say.
Perhaps that's
I'd
best.
hate to take from the mouths of those who need it more.
Perhaps that is best.
Fade back to Zorkar.
So this is what it looks like as you look, from standing at the temple, looking out across the between. This is what the between
Valley.
looks like.
The rosy pink sun sparkles off of Kogan's golden scales.
Nice.
Never realized how beautiful you are, Kogaan.
Thank you.
You're
Rose
absolutely
gold.
stunning.
Like a rose gold right now.
Oh. We just get a quick glimpse.
You just get a quick glimpse. Yes.
Okay, Douglan, you're up. I want to see some real tears, buddy. Let's get this going.
All right.
Fucking nose hair.
Douglan, Zorkar takes you and Maggie. You kind of follow a path that leads up and over top of where the temple entrance is. So you're kind of up on the stone area above, because the entrance to the Timeless Temple in the between is like it goes into a mountainside. So you're just seeing like pillars, and the steps go up to a stone walkway, and then the arched entrance that goes into the Timeless Temple is there. He takes you on a pathway that takes you up over top of the temple, looking out across this sort of alien valley that is out there. And as you reach the top, Zorkar says to you.
Find as you in your Apple Music.
Is that your wife?
No, it's the stupid SIRI from my computer. It heard you say. Anyway, sorry, Colin. This big moment. Go.
As you get up there, Zorkar explains to you,
Douglan, being that in death your family had their spirits pulled through a portal into the between, they can be returned to the material plane if one of the three will it.
as soon as Zorkar says that, Douglan, you just immediately find yourself somewhere else. So you open your eyes and you find that you're standing in the middle of a large, bright white room. It seems somewhat familiar to you, this place. Around you are tightly arranged marble columns surrounding a marble tile floor. Beyond the columns, you see only swirling fog and mist. In the middle of the room is a large pool of water, and as you stare into the pool, it begins to show you scenes of your family living at Tianchar Winery once again. The scenes in the pool begin to fade as a figure of bright white light appears on the other side of the pool. You don't know why, but you know at once it is Gath. Douglan, what you ask of me this day cannot be considered lightly. I am willing to allow your family to return to Emathan, but only in exchange for your life. 6 lives for 1. Are you willing to make this sacrifice?
Without hesitation, bring them back.
The bright white light begins to fade just a little, and you can see the familiar robed silhouette of one of the 3. I would expect no other answer from a protector such as yourself, but even a god must test the will of his chosen. Your family and you can return to Emathan. I will not accept your sacrifice this day, but I fear there will come a day when this debt must be paid. Douglan, in the coming years, Emathan will need protectors of what remains good in the world against those that would destroy it. You and your friends are becoming increasingly woven into the tapestry of this war. Follow your strengths. Be the protectors that Emathan needs. Seek the answers, and they will find you. And as the voice trails off, the light in the room grows super intense to the point where you can't see, and then the light just suddenly disappears, and you're standing back beside Zorkar. And across from you are standing Maggie, Anton, Jackie, Tim, Ian, Bella, and Kara. Your entire family are whole again.
Douglan looks, and he is speechless. He brushes over Anton, pretends he's not there. Looks at the rest of his family, and in belief, but also surety that they were never lost to him. He never gave up. He can't move. He just stares.
So they all rush to you, Douglan, and you can see, in their faces, somehow they all understand what has happened. Maggie looks at you before the others speak, and she says, "I knew you'd do it, Father."
I never stopped believing. Jackie, Tim, Ian, Bella, Cara. And he opens up his arms, and hopefully they come to him, and the tears just fall. He doesn't know what to say. He just wants to hold them.
All right. Well, while Douglan is catching up with his family, having their
Pushes
tears.
Anton away.
Hold the guard, Anton, while we're
Yeah.
catching up here.
Anton's the stepfather for those watching.
So the rest of you waiting below, what are you up to?
Landis is pondering in his mind is if he captured Zokar in this jug, would he control this realm?
Nice.
We will well, Nightingale's going to watch the general and is kind of read as much body language as he can.
They've gone into one of the tents.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are, there are some of the Gith and Thor that are wandering around. Some are sharpening weapons, some are making food. They're just general camp activities. There's nothing standing out amongst the group at this point.
Kogaan is walking around, chatting with the Gith. He's trying to see if they've, had some skirmishes on the way in, or if anyone's attacked them while they were here. He's helping with some cooking and things like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But really curious to know
a little bit of spice for everybody's. I think Gith like
they've encountered any problems getting here, or while they were here, if they had to defend this gate at all.
Kogaan, give me what would be the right check for this?
Insight?
No, it's more. I'm gonna brain cramp here. Just
survival check.
I'm just asking.
You definitely need a survival check. That's what it is.
Just give him a dice roll and make it a good one.
I'm gonna say a persuasion check. As you're attempting to talk with these folk who are a bit standoffish.
Oh, damn. Prejudice.
Nice. You, your efforts, you're trying to be friendly in that, but everyone is very on edge, very uneasy, not very open, but you do finally find a couple of people who are cooking, and through, you give them a little bit from your spice pouch there, and they try a few things, and you sort of gain their trust. They tell you, Kogaan, that from the time they left the portal,
back at the farm.
Yeah, so they were fighting on the other side, on the between side. Once they realized the general was lost, and they had their backup plan, and they made their retreat, he said it has been just a hellish battle. The Gith Yankee have been at them almost nonstop since the time they left. They got badly divided as they were retreating and trying to protect themselves. But as they got close to the Timeless Temple, the Githyanki didn't pursue them any further. And he said there have been no sign of any of the Githyanki since they made it here. This particular group, they got here only a couple of days ago. There's still time. They're still hopeful that there's others. But he said that the Githyanki were merciless. They just attacked them over and over and over again as they tried to flee.
I assure this little group that, well, now we have the alm wine, and things should start to turn around. That's my little interaction. But that's interesting. Okay.
No pep talk.
Yeah.
Landis, a word, if I may.
Lafferty?
I'm not well versed in obviously military tactics, but with numbers so small, would it be not safer for them to come all over here to this plane? I'm not sure if the numbers that they have are going to be enough.
It would seem insurmountable for sure, but I believe the choice should be left up to the Githithor, whether or not they stay and fight or come back across and perhaps find refuge here.
Well, perhaps we should offer just to be sure.
Are we ready to take on hundreds of Githithor?
Well, it's just a sort of a regrouping, if you will. That was my thought. They've been harassed and harangued. They need a safe location until they can regroup and get stronger. It's just a thought. As I said, I'm not a military man.
Well, I think at this point, all options should be placed on the table, Lafferty. Perhaps when the general is done speaking, you can suggest they take refuge across the portal for a while.
Indeed. Do you really think Douglan has his family back? Fascinating. If true, weren't they killed?
I thought so. I saw Anton fall myself.
I'd be very curious to see. This is most fascinating. And of course, Lafferty thinks to his encounters with a certain dark thing from another world. So the veil between worlds is becoming thinner every day. And Lafferty goes off in thought, and he's no longer there.
All right. Zorkar and Anton and the McKayne family all arrive at the entrance to the Timeless Temple. None of you have met anyone other than Anton before, but
And Maggie.
And Maggie, but I mean in terms of those that have just returned.
Kogaan kind of recognizes them, though.
Yeah, Kogaan,
Or
you've
vision.
seen them before.
Yeah, I've seen them.
And it's pretty easy, based on the endless stories Douglan has told in the months. It's his family.
Douglan is ugly crying, and he's trying to introduce Nightingale. This is Jackie, my wife, and Tim, and Ian, and the twins are Bella and Cara.
Perhaps Douglan, I'll just introduce myself.
Yeah, they're back. Nightingale, I told you they weren't going. I told you.
Ugly crying.
McKayne family, it's a pleasure to meet you all.
I'm sure Maggie's just like, oh, Dad, jeez.
They all obviously are they're a bit caught off guard by a jester here in the middle of nowhere, but they're all polite and introduce themselves. Maggie's got the twins by the hands, and as we're approaching the hour now, we'll say, you guys are small talking. They all seem to understand what has transpired. They understand that they have been brought back, and so they're not really questioning what's happened. They somehow understand what has transpired, and they're just more excited about the idea of getting home after all this time.
Landis will kind of separate Anton, and he will apologize and explain to Anton he feels a bit guilty for his death. If I had only left the barrier up, you and I would have had no issues. I do apologize.
There's no apologies needed. Everybody did the very best they could at the time.
Well, I appreciate your forgiveness.
So as you're all again just small talking, chatting, everyone is, initially, they're
Ugly crying and
well, yeah, as they get past that, like the older boys, they sort of gravitate towards Kogaan, like this guy's a freaking dragon, and the little ones assume that Nightingale is here to entertain them, because that's what jesters do. And Douglan and Jackie are talking, and Anton and Maggie are talking, and everyone's just... And then you see the general and the two captains come out of the tent, and they're walking back towards you. You're muted there, Barry.
this is the point where Nightingale is finishing teaching Douglan's kids how to roll cigars.
Nice.
Your small hands are so great at this. Look, you're doing wonderful.
Uncle Nightingale.
Yeah, Uncle Nightingale. Oh boy.
Uncle Nightingale rolls the best cigars, Dad.
Yeah.
He makes blunts. I don't know what those are, but he says they're great.
All right.
Great.
The general comes up, and seeing everyone, he sort of looks to Douglan, and he kind of acknowledges, understanding immediately what has transpired. The Gith understand. They actually were the ones that told Maggie that this was possible, so they understand what has transpired. And the general says, could we maybe speak in private?
Who?
He's acknowledging the party members.
Us, Douglan. Your family doesn't need to be involved in this.
Well, do I have to be there? He doesn't want to let go of.
Douglan, I have talked to the people here. They have not been attacked at all since they arrived. I think your family will be safe for a few moments.
Okay. All right. Well, Jackie, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, okay?
We're not
Girls?
we're not going far, Douglan. Relax.
Ian, nowhere. You understand me? You stay right here. All right.
Maggie looks at Douglan and goes, if you keep that up, Father, they'll want to be dead again soon.
Ooh, too soon. I wouldn't even have went there. Holy crap.
All right,
Douglan's
so
too happy to care.
you guys you walk down, just a short ways towards the camp, kind of gather in a circle, and the general says, Captain Grelina addresses the group, and she says, When we left the portal, knowing that the battle was lost, the portal was destroyed, as per the plan, we retreated with our goal being to get here to the Timeless Temple, where we hoped that the general, as he has, would come back through and rejoin us. We encountered great resistance while trying to retreat to the Timeless Temple. Only 93 of us have made it to the temple so far, but there are many others scattered throughout the between. The general says, turning to the group and says, "We have made the decision. We will take 1 bottle of wine per warrior, and we will fight our way to regroup and then make our way to the portal in Easterly."
Portal in Easterly. Do we know where that is?
So
Vaguely.
the generals told you that there's a portal in Easterly. You don't know exactly where it is. He like he's explained before, it's difficult to pinpoint where the portals open in Emathan compared to where they are in and he's never come through the portal in Easterly before, so he doesn't know exactly where they would potentially end up. But he knows from the conversations you said that the Githyanki are apparently supposed to be grouping there at some point. So he's hoping they can get there first and take a stand there against the Githyanki.
And do you wish for us to meet you there? Or what is your thought?
We have the ability to communicate with you on rare occasions, as Maggie had. Like talking to a dwarf again.
Would you like some water? Captain, General.
So if you remember, on occasion, Maggie was able to get through to Douglan.
Yeah.
The general will be able to, on occasion, get through to you guys to give you updates.
Okay. And I would take it, General, you would like us to meet you with the remainder of the alm wine ready for action.
We will take 95 bottles, leaving you the other 56. We ask that you keep it safe. As we better understand the situation here, we will determine what to do with the remainder of the wine.
Okay. Do you have a rough timeline on how long it will take for you to get to this easterly area?
We do
There
not.
are many things afoot, and we have many things to take care of as well, so...
We will have to rely on our limited communications to determine our path forward. Our initial objective will be to regroup as many Githyanthor as possible. This could take a fair amount of time, as Captain Grelina has said. Many of the troops scattered during the heavy fighting in order to protect themselves.
General, if I may, am I correct in assuming that time works a little different in the in-between than it does here in Emathan?
The time
differences are minimal.
Understood.
You will understand better. Maybe discuss it with Maggie.
Understood. We've our only other experience with that was the Between, right? I'm not crazy on our little flight through
No, that was something different.
That was
That
the
was
void.
different.
That
Okay,
was the
never
void.
mind.
Yeah,
Never mind.
that was the void. So the time is very different in the void.
Got it.
Yeah, but not so much in the Between. There is a slight difference.
I just, like they have 3 months and their time is a day, and
No.
that's kind of what.
No. Yeah, not
I miss-
between the Between and Emathan. There's very
Got
little difference in time.
Got
There's a slight shift, but it's unpredictable.
Got it.
General, is there any other aid you require from us at this time? Anything we can do to help you in your cause?
Once I better understand where we sit against the Githyanki, I will ask for assistance. We will need to determine some way that we can increase our numbers against the Githyanki. They are clearly getting support from somewhere. Captain Grelina has told me that the Githyanki were very well equipped and provisioned, as well as they seem to have an increasing number of wyvern riders leading their attack efforts. Wyverns are not native to our world. They must be getting them from your world somehow.
Are there any other types of creatures aside from the wyverns that you've battled with?
In conjunction with the Githyanki, no.
Have their numbers increased? Or is it just they've become, as you said, better stocked, and then with these wyverns that have turned the tide?
The number of Githyanki is not inconceivable. There are those that are becoming members of that clan all the time. The Githyanki have been recruiting the other clans that they have taken over for many years. Their numbers are understandable. It is more the equipment provisions and these wyvern that concern me.
Well, perhaps, General, while we're waiting for word, we can investigate possibly where these wyverns are coming from and cut off supply.
They have to be coming from the material plane, so that would help if one could understand that.
We'll do what we can. Shall we fetch your bottles and get Douglan's family?
I will send men, my troops, to collect the wine with you, so you do not need to return. They will accompany you back to the ship. Here in our world, the elm wine gives us the strength of dragons.
I mean, let's be realistic. It's probably not. That's the
I was going to say giants, and then I realized there are no giants in Emathan. But to understand, elm wine gives you it's like a potion of storm giant strength to them.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Landis is going to ask the general if they have any magic users on their side. Do Gith use magic?
They do. Yep.
What power are these?
You're all blurry again there, so.
That's
You
because
have to
I'm
lay
so
back.
far back.
Because of his broken leg. Give him a break.
Come on, man. I got like only so much room under this desk for this thing.
That's all good. Sorry, what are you asking?
So Landis is inquiring with the general if he has spellcasters,
They do have
And if-
spellcasters, yep.
and are they of significant power?
Fairly.
Then I might have a useful tool that you will be able to, benefit from. And he will offer to help some of his casters who are of the ability to use some of the spells from the Book of Summoning. Perhaps increasing your numbers will be beneficial.
Ooh, cool.
Sure.
Allow them to transcribe from the book.
Yeah, allow them
Yeah.
to transcribe.
Sick.
They will. They don't have many. They only have a couple of casters within this group, but they certainly take you up on your offer.
Landis will immediately grab Lafferty and be like, I need your assistance, Lafferty. We need to teach these Githenthor the magic of summoning.
Of course. Of course.
And he will begin to get to work educating those he can.
How long
And
will that take?
It all depends on which level they're going to be going for.
What do you want to teach them? What's the reasonable amount of time you want to put into this?
Well, I'm superhuman at transcribing spells.
It's an hour per level of spell, isn't it?
Yeah. So, let's give them 2-3 hours. And they can get in a few beginner summoning spells to at least increase the numbers and have
Okay.
stuff take a bit of damage for them. Like summon beasts would be a good one. Summon Fae would be a good one. So that's summon Fae is a 3rd level spell. Summon Beast is a 2nd level spell. So if we got 5 hours.
Okay, so you're gonna work on this for 5 hours.
You could be teaching them while we go and get
That's what I was gonna
exactly.
say.
The
We
wine.
can kind of montage a bit here while you're working with the.
I think we should real time him writing down things
Okay.
in a book.
I'm good with that.
Practicing, like the first summons they do, their animals are inside out. I'm like, you're close. Focus.
It's like a Star Trek beam me up gone
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, dear Lord. Is that a cross between a pixie and a dryad?
Unfortunately, a fly goes by and they get
Oh,
merged
no.
together.
You almost got the hang of it.
Wow.
All
Yeah,
right. So, while Lafferty and Landis are working with the two Githenthor casters, Douglan and the family continue to catch up. Zorkar escorts a small group of the Githenthor with one of the captains and whoever else wants to go back and help. Are any of the party going back? Nightingale, you hanging out or?
Douglan is
Col-
not moving from his family's
Yeah.
side.
Yeah,
So you guys gonna have to
Nightingale
do
will
this
help.
stuff.
He's got really nothing to do right now. There's
Okay,
You know.
so and Kogaan, you're gonna help
I'm gonna
drag
help
some wine out
transport-
here.
Help transport all wine, yeah.
Okay,
I'll load you up, big guy.
I'll jog.
so Zorkar takes you back through the valley, back up the winding walkway to the entrance. You walk down through the tunnel. Zorkar says, he'll wait here, and you walk out. The ship is still sitting there.
That's good.
Standing up on the edge, there's a couple of gnomes, crew members, and the captain. And the captain sees the group of you walk out, and he kind of looks and he goes, change your mind then, did you?
No, Captain, we need you to download us 98 bottles. Please.
They go to work at that. as you're loading wine, the captain explains that, like, he asks if the others are just waiting in the tunnel. He sort of explains, you've only been gone about 15 minutes.
Oh, that is very strange. It's probably been 2 hours or so for us.
Oh,
Don't
guess-
try to wrap your brain around it. We're in other dimensions. It's sometimes hard to understand. I don't fully get it either.
all right, you, with the help of everybody, you load up all the wine back through the canyon to the temple, and then back into the between. And then after Lafferty and Landis finish up teaching the Gith the summoning spells, which they are very appreciative, which could help them harness a few creatures of their own to fight the Githyanki with. The whole lot of you make your way out of the between, back through the Timeless Temple, and back to the ship.
As we are leaving, Landis will approach Zokar and be like, I don't know, Zokar, how knowledgeable you are of the world outside. But as we approach the zenith, for lack of a better word, of the 1,000 years, it would seem the portals and the barriers between worlds is thinning. And perhaps your sanctum isn't as safe as it used to be. So I would recommend being on high alert, or if the enemy were to get hold of your temple, it could mean disaster.
We thank you for your concern, but only those we choose to allow to enter are able. You and your companions are always welcome here.
Take care.
Thanks for coming out.
Bit of a smug asshole, isn't he? Shall I pull out the bottle again, Zokar? Oh, hey!
No, but okay, so Lafferty is gonna again pull Landis aside because, he definitely looks down at the intelligence level of the others in the party. Landis, if what he says is true, then it's someone they know and allowed into the temple. Right? It was disguised as a crystal container?
I wouldn't jump to that conclusion, Lafferty. Zokar stressed that whoever put it in would have been a being of great power. More power than any of us or Zokar himself has come across. I'm thinking perhaps one of the three have been playing games and moving pieces here or there.
Fascinating. Well, I suppose that's only fair. It's one of the three is given back, and he waves his hands to Douglan's family. Yes, I believe that the three are very much involved in what's going on.
It would seem the dragon chessboard has been having pieces moved around.
It feels that way. Yes. All right. Oh, all right. I shall not give it another thought. At least not now.
Okay. You all reboard the ship again to the captain Murfitz. This time you were literally, it just felt like you were gone a few minutes, and you're all walking back out again. He's a bit confused. There was, a whole bunch of Gith came from nowhere. Now this time you walk out, you've got a whole family with you. You all reboard the ship. Seer,
Is Maggie
you
coming
know,
with us?
what's
Or
that?
is she back? Is Maggie coming with us? Or is she
Yep.
back with the gift?
Nope. She's staying with her family.
Okay, just curious.
She's done her time with the Gith. So, Maggie's choice to go back was based the first time when she had the opportunity to leave solely on the fact that she had made contact with her mother,
Right.
and she
Okay.
needed to understand what that was all about before she returned. All right. So you all board the ship, set sail up on the Stargazer.
Douglan.
Seer Yanal and Seer Ezra, you kind of bring them up to date on what has transpired. And Seer Ezra becomes the immediate babysitter for the twins. So, problem solved right there.
Who's gonna roll my cigars?
So,
Fun.
traveling, so you have to return Seer Yanal and Seer Ezra to Whale Spell. So that is the beginning of your voyage. And let's take a real quick break here before we dig into the last hour of the night, shall we?
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We are back.
So we're on our way to Whalespell, which was, I think, what, a day's travel?
Yeah. I mean, you had
Yeah.
it was about 10 hours of total travel, I think. Initially, you went to Windermere to pick up Seer Ezra.
So Seer Ezra is going back to Whalespell.
Seer Ezra, yeah. Seer
Yeah.
Yanal finally convinced Nyla to let, because Seer Ezra is struggling more and more with her power. It was time for her to come under some mentorship. So she's taking her back to Whalespell with her.
Probably
And
a
she
good
sees dead
plan.
people.
She sure does.
She does more than see them, man.
They
She
possess
tracks
her.
the damn things.
It's
They-
like moths to
And they
flame.
also occasionally possess her. So yeah.
Yeah, other than that.
It's time for a little training, Padawan. So as we were talking off screen there, everyone has, with the completion of the Timeless Temple, leveled up. So we'll get that completed before next session here. All right. The Stargazer makes its way. So, remembering the time difference, it was only about a half hour or so that transpired in the material world in the time you were back and forth between the Timeless Temple and the Between and back and forth again. Time gets very messy moving back and forth between the Timeless Temple and the plains. During the trip to Whalespell, so you're arriving in Whalespell kind of late evening, 9 hours or so. During the trip, Jackie talks, obviously spending time with Douglan. She makes it very clear to you, Douglan, that if throughout your life fighting for the kingdom of Evandor was worth you being apart from your family, then certainly fighting for Emathan is worth being apart for.
Douglan kind of knew, like he knows his responsibility. He's just going to enjoy what he has right now, and yeah.
Yeah,
But he's
she says this this party has a destiny that you have to seek out, because it's clear that even the gods know that you are all a vital piece of the puzzle of what's ahead of you guys. So
And she's had enough of you after 10 hours.
I was gonna say she already kicked me out. By the way, I hope you know they got their own cabin. Everybody out. Everybody out.
the 300 kids, you'll just pack them in wherever.
And dude,
I have many bunks in my room.
I got news.
All the young ones,
firing
they
hot
just
milk.
joined Kogaan in the nest. This is the coolest thing ever.
Finally, little hatchlings snuggle with. We can all stay warm, just like back in the clutch.
They're gonna stories about how they get to hang out with a dragon.
And Nightingale's outside Douglan's door serenading.
Gross.
I used a reaction to.
All right, the ship. So we're obviously we're headed back to Tianchar Winery to take Douglan's family there by way of whale spell. So through the night, after dropping Seer Yanal and Seer Ezra off in whale spell, the Stargazer continues on through the night to Tianchar Winery.
Can you run a long rest?
I sure can.
Just in case. Just in case,
Just throw yes, and they kill Jackie and one of the twins in an attack.
What?
Yay, experience points. We don't use. Guess that's still running a script for that too.
Yeah. Good job, though. Lots of experience. It's great.
It only cheered for 3 seconds this time, though. Remember last time it cheered for like 20 seconds?
Well, it was way more excited last time, clearly.
Apparently.
During the night, as everyone is sleeping, Landis, you have a dream.
Or is it a dream?
Is it? No one knows.
So, for the first time, Landis, you have a dream that is very similar to the others. I will share the dream with you. You can have a read through it. Hopefully I can share the dream with Landis.
Read your dreams.
That should open it up for you.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's terrible. Just met him.
You must kill Jackie.
Oh, I just met the family.
Oh,
the
the twins. The
Seemed
twins. It's so terrible.
No,
What's happening?
not just one of them.
God.
It's really hard to read with all of you staring at me. Can you look at somewhere else?
Well, we'll continue on while you finish reading there. So yeah, during the night, Landis, you have a dream. As sort of the first light of morning, the ship arrives at Tianchar Winery, and it settles itself down in the back area where it had done so before. And you have arrived at Tianchar Winery.
I don't think Douglan got a long rest, you know what I'm saying?
Soon to be more twins, apparently.
But Jackie did.
Oh
Hey.
my.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
All right.
We all,
The ship
we
has
all
touched
know
down. What are you up to?
Douglan is a breeder. Look at his kids.
Uh,
Well, let's get your family tucked away, shall we?
oh yeah, yeah. And bounds off with the kids in tow, and shows them the new, Tian Char winery because the other one, kind of burnt down. And
As you're disembarking the family and all, Wardell, who has been looking after Tianchar, he he immediately comes up and embraces Anton. He can't believe that he's back. And he looks at Maggie and he says, Maggie, I did just as you asked me to. The house is ready for the family.
say what now?
She said you'd bring them back, Douglan, and I never doubted her for a second.
I see.
I did. I thought he was crazy this whole time, but I didn't want to say it to his face.
So
That's
yeah,
what he said.
the manor house, like all the rooms and everything that Anton had built to accommodate the entire family, everything's been prepared. Wardell has set up you guys in that suite that Douglan was using over one of the so be a little cozier than you all were before, but you also have the ship.
Excellent. Lafferty would like to take the time to kind of reconnect with Anton and show him, how he finished the, like how he was able to kind of help out, the winery and show him some of his new techniques and all that stuff, sort of reconnect with him. Douglan's not letting, anybody out of his sight. He's just like in another world. He's on a cloud right now.
The Vanguard, obviously, with the arrival of the Stargazer, Captain Barlor comes up for a visit, inquiring how things are going.
Well, Douglan's preoccupied with family. We may never retrieve him again. Seems to have become a big sappy sap.
And what has become of the gift then?
They will be using their alm wine to help regroup with their other members, and they will head to a place called Easterly, or the equivalent on their side of things, and try to defend that portal against where they think this Githyanki might be making an attack.
Understood.
They will be in contact with us from time to time somehow. So all we can do is trust in their abilities and their powers to come through for good.
But their numbers were small, so it's not going to
sorry,
be easy.
Who are we talking to?
You're talking to Captain Barlor.
Okay.
The Vanguard are still very active in looking after Tianchar.
Lafferty is going to kind of come back into it, and since Douglan is off, Captain, we're in need of your assistance here on the Emathan side of things. Apparently, the Githyanthor are being overrun, not because the numbers have changed for the Githyanki, but because of their supply. Not just in equipment, but also apparently in wyverns. We need to find out the source of this. It is what they said is turning the tide and making it almost insurmountable. but we have to do it from this side. Can we trust in your network to help and assist with this?
Lafferty, I would suggest a request like this should be taken to the commander. If anyone has the resources to look into this, it would be the commander.
Understood. Well, we'll wait for Douglan to pry himself away. I know he needs to soak it up as much as possible, but then we can maybe get his attention to get back to it, if you will.
Nightingale Wardell comes up to you with a message scroll. He hands it to you and he says, Nightingale, this came for you shortly after you left.
Oh, thank you. He'll open her up.
The message reads, Nightingale, you are invited to attend our newest show at the Watchtower Theater. Please attend at your earliest convenience. We look forward to seeing you. Regards, Elvord and Della Amberlance.
Looks like I've got an engagement to go to. Yay!
Do you know where that theater is?
I know it very well.
Yeah, it's the Penumbra local headquarters. But that's metagaming. I don't know if you know that yet, Kogaan, so we'll...
But Kogaan wishes to know where that is.
He wants to see a little theater.
Did you read the letter out loud? Let's determine that first.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Oh, he'll explain that he's been requested to go to the theater to meet with the Amberlances.
Nightingale, is this an invite just for you, or can the rest of us attend?
I'm sure if we all showed up, they might be able to find room, but I may need to step out in private, if you know what I mean.
Of course.
It'd be nice to see a little entertainment. I'm tired of all this fighting and gore.
I recall that Douglan mentioned that him and Jackie used to attend a theater quite often. I wonder if... Well, let's leave him alone for now.
So this theater's in that smaller kingdom that's close by.
It's in the city of Evandor, yes.
And by airship, that's like, what, 10 minutes or something like that?
We'll just ride.
It's an hour.
It's an hour ride, yeah.
Plus, draw less attention rolling up on a horse in an airship.
And then we will probably want to leave in a couple of days, yes? Where was it, Landis, that you wanted to go again?
If we have no other pressing matters, I would like to venture back to the kingdom of Alagon. Spend a bit of time in the libraries there. The information held within those catacombs is invaluable, and we may be able to get some advantages and a bit of leeway.
Yes.
Or headway, I should say, on some of our investigations.
Information would be very helpful.
Lafferty, perhaps you could inquire with Douglan to see if we could leave.
Yes, I am sure.
Later.
Yes, I am sure if we had some other tasks to attend to. I know I have research that has been pending. I have a lot of ideas, many ideas. Kind of drifts off thinking of things. But yes, perhaps we should see if Douglan will maybe sit tight.
At least ask if he wants to come with us to Evandor. I do need to visit the theater this evening.
I shall, yes.
Kogaan, you got any plans, or are you up for a little show?
It sounds wonderful. I'm afraid I do not have any regular clothing, so is it okay if I come like this? Or maybe we...
Good point.
Is it appropriate to wear full plate mail to the theater?
I don't think you'll be very comfortable at all.
I see. Maybe we can
Perhaps
find
just-
something in Evan.
Yeah, we will find something for you to wear. I'm sure there's a coat check. Plate check.
Plate check.
Plate check.
We may have to purchase, though, 2 tickets for you. From what I understand, the seats are, and he kind of puts it up to you. Like, yeah, we may.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe they have a bench. Yeah, we should be.
We'll see what I can pull. Don't be buying any tickets. Hopefully I've got a bit of sway in that place by now. I am a Nightingale after all.
Perhaps I've heard of you.
And if we can get Jasper's Penniless to show up, who knows what could happen.
I'm not sure Jackie's going to appreciate Jesper's penniless.
The eunuch.
The eunuch.
So we'll wait to hear back. Is Douglan going to come or is he going to stay?
I mean, unless he can bring the family, he's going to stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's although he does have to talk to the commander, doesn't he?
You are generally the one to make that contact.
Yeah. All
you
right.
being
so,
a part of the vanguard and all.
Yeah. What time of day is it?
If you want to give up all your
It's
responsibilities to become a dad
early
again,
morning
you go
on
right
the
ahead.
13th.
Okay. No.
The rest of us will just save the world. It's okay. We understand.
Reluctantly, though, duty, like pulls him away. And, I am sure Jackie and everyone's sort of like expecting it, right? They know that he's kind of there, but he's not theirs at this point. Like, they're happy to see him, but they know that he is as a higher calling, if you will. So yeah, he'll go with them. He wants to stop off and let the commander know what's going on and if they can assist with this thing. So yeah, he'll come along.
All right, you lot make your way to the city of Evendor. Things are much more vibrant and cheery with the return of the king and queen than they were in the past, as things sort of continued to get worse and worse in the kingdom of Evendor under
Does it look like the city is preparing for war?
No, there's nothing outwardly makes you think they are preparing for war.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Where are we headed?
Hopefully, well, let's hit the vanguard first. I'm sure the show's in the evening and, business before pleasure.
Yeah. So
Perhaps on the way we can find Kogaan giant pair of trousers and a nice frock.
perhaps a moo-moo, if I might suggest.
Custom tailoring.
Definitely a custom.
It will require some custom tailoring, indeed. You make your way to the Vanguard Keep, and you gain an audience with Commander Rainier. You're seated in the commander's office, and he says, "What do you have to tell me?"
Quite a bit, General. And I'll go through what the what's going on with the gift and our encounter and what they're up against and all that, and then kind of come to our request. General, they need assistance on this side of that gate. They're being supplied with wyvern and goods that are not from their own plane, and they're sure it's coming from Emathan. I can only guess that the Dooms are responsible, seeing as they were the ones that attacked when the other gate was opened at the winery, eh?
I will most certainly look into where wyverns could be acquired from. If they have the numbers you are saying they do, I should be able to track this down, Douglan. I will send word through to the other commanders throughout Emathan. We will determine where these wyvern are coming from. What may not be so easy is to determine how they are getting to the Between.
I was just going to ask that. I mean, we think we know of all the gates, correct? I'll wait till you're done drinking.
We believe so, but there is the possibility that there are gates that we do not understand. Douglan, there is also the possibility that there are ways to enter the between that we may not understand.
I was afraid of that. Well, they're getting something from us, or at least from this side of the fence. So we got to figure it out. So whatever assistance you can, whatever network we need to use. You know, my group, we're going to do our part, but we can only cover so much ground.
That is understood. We will look into that immediately. While you are here, I will update you on our Darvel Snowleaf situation. I have, through my agents, spread the word that Darvel is staying at the Evandor Keep while we work through concerns about the dooms in the protected lands. Now, I acknowledge it has only been a few days, so word is unlikely to have made it to the shadows as of yet. I expect reports back from my agents in the next few days.
Right. Well, I might have a friend or two that can spread gossip pretty quick, so I'll see if I can't get them to do that as well.
Excellent. And as soon as I have any understanding of this supply or wyvern situation, I will do my best to get word to you.
Understood. Thank you, General.
Commander, but yes.
Commander. General.
Just a general commander.
Generally, you're my commander. And yeah, and you know, with that, once he leaves, he's gonna go. Because I assume I was in by myself.
I know the whole group was in to see
okay.
Commander Rainier. He
Got it.
knows all of you and speaks freely with the group.
Got it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I won't say it in front of him, but as we leave, I'll ask if Nightingale can help spread the, you know, Daryl Snow cover.
I'll put out my message and see what we can do for sure. Only makes sense for us to use all the resources at hand. Now, off to the show, shall we? You gonna wear that, Douglan?
Baby? I'm not putting on that Jasper's outfit, huh?
Oh, it's not like I carry it around with me. It happens to just be back on the ship.
All
yeah,
hung up
we will-
ready whenever you need it.
We will try to get a bit more appropriate attire for the gang.
All right. Some fancy going to town duds. Let's see here.
Nightingale's all concerned that if he's going to show up to the theater with a Dragonborn, better be impressive. Not that you're not impressive, but if you dress impressive up in fine clothes, it gets out of this world.
Colors
Alright.
that work well for me are black, hunter green, and a deep dark blue.
Well, I think we're gonna go deep blue, baby.
It brings
Oh.
out my eyes.
So for each of you, including Kogaan, they are able to do some quick tailoring to accommodate. They have some big clothes. So some fine clothes for each of you is 15 gold pieces.
Total?
Nope, each person
Each? Alright.
to have a suit of fine clothes. So I don't. You guys should be able to add that to your own
Yep.
sheets, I'm sure. 15 gold pieces, and That includes, you know, a little bit of tailoring and making sure that everything fits nicely, even on Kogaan.
Money well spent. I will pick up my armor after.
Cool
Just gonna add
beans.
fine clothes to my inventory.
Nice. Nice. I know. I'm packing around a wardrobe, man.
Now,
Good thing-
the shows generally happen in the evening. That doesn't stop anyone from popping by the theater at any time, but the show
Oh, yeah.
isn't until the evening.
We'll stop by early. 'Cause if I can get the business out of the way, then we're just drinking and partying that your family's back. That's okay?
Absolutely. It's
Indeed.
okay with me if it's okay with Douglan.
Indeed.
Okay. We will head by the theater. And Nightingale will slip off as usual.
All right,
Sit the-
it is.
sit-
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead.
So it's nearing noon when you arrive at the Watchtower Theater. The troupe is doing a little bit of rehearsal, but as always, you know, you're allowed in, and Della is out in the courtyard area where the common folk watch the show. And she comes over and seeing Nightingale and company come into the theater, she comes prancing over, and she's like, "Oh, Nightingale, welcome back.
It's always a pleasure to come see you, Della.
Oh, the pleasure is mine indeed."
Well, I heard you were inquiring about my visiting, so I came as quickly as possible.
Oh, excellent. Maybe you should let your friends watch the show and come and speak with me.
Of course, my dear. Guys, enjoy the rehearsal.
Yeah, Douglas kind of knows. He'll kind of guide Kogaan.
Just remember, don't let him watch the spoilers.
And
Kogaan,
Nightingale will head
you're
off.
gonna love this. It's so much fun.
Douglan probably has his own seat now.
His favorite spot in one of the booths. Nightingale, you head off with Della to the office where you have met Starling and Wren several times before. Starling is there already, and as you come inside and have a seat, and Starling says that Nightingale, the Penumbra College has told us they have been unable to reach you for some reason. It appears that that their communication attempts find you out of reach. Do you have any idea why?
It could have something to do with me being in another plane of existence. I don't know. That could possibly have been it.
But they have said they've tried for quite some time. But normal means of communicating with you do not seem to be able to locate you.
I have no idea. Perhaps I'm just moving around too much.
Maybe, but anyway, the college has asked us to relay to you that there has been a development with Alanis Wren Moonwatcher. They are requesting
Nightingale, that you travel to the college at once to discuss the matter.
Well, when were you contacted by them?
Only a few days ago.
Well then, once we are done our business here, I will head to Alagon as soon as I can.
Excellent. Anything to share with us, then?
Well, I have a request. I need word spread that a Darvel Snowleaf is staying at the Evandor Inn.
And who would need to know this information?
Well, I'm trying to get word to the Dooms.
Well, if we
Not
knew
an
who the
easy
Dooms
task.
were, it would be much easier, but we'll get the word out to the channels, and hopefully it will fall upon some Doom ears.
Perhaps hitting some of the seedier parts of the city where, you know, men are for hire and that sort of thing might get the word out. Our intent is for them to make a move on this Darvel. And that's all I can share. Sorry.
It's all right, we understand. We will pass the word along as requested.
And as I'll be heading to the college shortly, the rest I think I will share directly. Now, I have some guests that would love to watch a show this evening.
Absolutely. And how many would that be?
Including myself, 5.
Would you like a booth then, maybe?
I think that would be fitting for people of our stature. Have you seen the Dragonborn I brought with? He's kind of a big fellow. I wouldn't want anyone sitting behind him.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Excuse me.
Can you scrunch down a bit?
Broad shoulders.
Consider it done then. The show starts at dusk.
Well, I will see you then. As always, ambulances, it's a pleasure to see you, and forever keep watch. May the dice always be in your favor.
The what now?
I'll head out and head back to the group and be like, well, we gotta come back at dusk to watch the show. So until then, if there's things we need to do, let's get them done.
I thought Douglan was going to bring the whole clan.
No, this is a guy's night out.
Just pull him away after he hasn't seen his wife and
Family
kids.
in years.
Yeah.
We're having a boys' night
Douglan,
out. Don't worry about
let's
that.
be serious. From the sounds from your wife, you weren't around very much anyway.
Oh, it's just harsh times.
Oh, you're just jealous, Nightingale. It's all right. You'll find someone someday. Yeah, and again, I said it earlier, but Jackie is a smoking hot milk. Just so you guys know.
Excellent.
Yeah,
None
I
of
could
the
tell when I was-
none of the kids other than Maggie look like Douglan, but that's just a coincidence for sure.
When I was serenading out the door, I had to increase the volume to get over the creaking and cracking that was going on in there.
Those were my bones. Yeah, by the way, the twins look a little like Dragonborns.
Oh my. My.
I'm just kidding.
All right, any other business in the city of Evandor that you would like to attend to?
Gentlemen,
Are you going to remain in Evandor until the show tonight, or are you going back to...
well, if Landis can pick up some inks, magical inks and stuff, that would be great. so that when he gets some time, he can do some more spell scribing.
I thought you already got some inks, or did you
And
use
I
them up
used
already?
it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can certainly acquire that in this fair city.
Nightingale.
I think actually, if I think about it, Lafferty knows exactly where to take you, since he
My
found a
favorite
friend
place.
in the city of Evandor.
Yes.
Yeah, where is that, Lafferty?
One moment while I peruse my notes.
Kogaan, you're good? Armor, weapons, provisions?
Yes, I believe so.
So you can Barry, you
just-
can add whatever ink, you can acquire whatever you want through Lafferty's contact in the city.
It is. What the heck is it?
And it's 50 gold per level type thing. Okay.
Yep. Just buy whatever level's worth
Yeah.
of ink you want.
You know what, Colin? I don't see it in my notes.
Yeah, I'll have to dig back through my notes as well. It's in the I should be able to find them here. That was you take him to the Arcane Wish. Kissel Mulv.
I don't remember that. I
Yep.
swear. Okay, so Arcane Wish.
Yeah, so that came out of your downtime.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yep.
I'll update that then on thing. So Arcane Wish, and then how do you spell the guy's name?
KISAL MUV.
MUV.
Yep.
That's the only thing that I wanted to pick up. So we can.
He was the one that was able to acquire you phase spider venom.
Got it. And human, elf.
He's a human. Yep.
Got it. Okay, I'll update that on the wiki in the near future.
All right. Any other business in the city of Evandor?
Just to watch a show.
All right. So that evening, the five of you descend upon the Watchtower Theater. Alvord and Della ensure that there is lots of food and drink. The show is fantastic. Kogaan, I would think this is a very new experience for you. You probably have never seen such a show.
Yeah, I would say we would have, like, in our village, there would be, small things of, like, telling tales and things like that, but not, like, theatrical productions of it.
Yeah.
Nightingale's there to answer any questions he has. Just loving the fact that he's like,
Kogan's first theater.
yeah.
Yeah. So you enjoy your night, and then you all make your way back to Tianchar Winery, where you have to all quietly tuck yourselves into bed. The Douglan is the only one that's really got to do the heavy sneaking. The rest of you are you're all sharing the accommodations that used to be Douglan's, but now he's moved into the main house with the family. And I think that will be a good place to put a stop for the night.
Well, I was going to say that Nightingale was going to go visit Maggie, but I'm
You
sure.
don't want to live very long.
And that's where the player versus player first began.
I'm thinking Maggie will take him out, but hey, she can roll. He can roll for it.
I have an incredible persuasion,
This is true.
and all I need is a bottle of wine, and she's done for.
Yeah.
This is a good spot.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
We'll put an end to the night. We'll pick up in the morning of it'll be the morning of the 14th.
We'll be
Awesome.
headed off to Alagon.
Yeah, and wherever you're gonna go, you're gonna go. All right, thanks guys. Another great night. Our super fan has been watching again tonight, so thanks
You're
very
the
much for
man.
hanging with us.
Or the woman.
We'll be playing next weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Schedule.
We will be playing next weekend instead of 2 weeks away. So, and then we'll be on a little hiatus
bit
for
of
a while.
Finale.
Yeah,
Little.
little bit of a hiatus after that. So, all right, guys. I'm going to sign us out. Thanks very much. Fun as always, and I guess we'll be tavern talking on Tuesday, and then
sure you
playing
visit.
again on Saturday. So lots of activity here for the next couple of weeks. So signing us out. Thanks, guys.